Baseball and Whatever with your host, Justin McAwee.
Because I was on campus and I had to appear like I was one of the cool kids, I would put the Star Wars book inside one of my textbooks so it looked like I was just studying for class.
All right, look. There's only one return, okay? And it ain't of the king, it's of the Jedi.
Vincent Francis Jankowitz IV.
I'm a glorified fact checker.
Last I checked, the most runs in a game wins.
Actually, I am a fact checker.
And Greg Probst.
If you look at most Bond fans movie rankings, they have Casino Royale and Majesties in their top two. For me, these actually rank in the bottom part of my list. I mean, I love them, but they don't compare to Diamond Cross Forever.
No, stop getting Bond wrong!
Hey everybody, Justin and Greg here, Baseball and Whatever, episode 61. We are coming to you live on YouTube and Twitch, or maybe you're listening to this tomorrow when it goes up on Friday morning. Anyway, we are Baseball and Whatever. Welcome. We are Sans Vinny tonight. He is on assignment. I think he's celebrating his wife's birthday today, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Gretchen's birthday today, Greg.
Happy birthday, Gretchen.
Happy birthday, Gretchen, if you're listening. So, yeah, Greg and I are going to, I almost said run solo, but I guess we're going to run duos tonight. We'll be talking Cubs, White Sox. Chris Sale had another epic meltdown, which we will love to talk about. I have a bunch of stuff on the NHL Draft and the Blackhawks because
yes, you do.
Just when I think,
they couldn't be any dumber.
They could, they finally returned the tide. They have a new GM, a new head coach, and then they go and they do a bunch of stupid shit tonight. So, we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about what we've been watching lately, what we've been playing. And then for whatever, if you came here or came to download this to listen to our favorite stadiums we haven't been to yet in terms of the MLB, don't worry. We will get that next week for you when Vinny's back. We didn't want to...
That's definitely a three-person episode.
That's a three-person one. So we will be back on that next week. So don't worry. We had a bunch of feedback on that one. I was kind of surprised. So
awesome.
if you wrote in about your favorite stadiums you've been to or ones you want to head to, don't worry, next week's show, we will get you covered in that regard. If you are finding us for the first time, thank you. This is Baseball and Whatever. First half is usually baseball, usually Chicago-based, Cubs, White Sox. Sometimes we talk Bears when they do something stupid. Actually, one of the Bears wide receivers got arrested yesterday. I don't know if you heard about that.
Is this the third or fourth arrest
already? Third arrest for the Bears this offseason.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Someone needs to get cut.
Yeah,
Eberflus needs to send some sort of message here if he wants.
Does he have an acronym for this one too? Like, don't get arrested. DGA. I don't know.
Shout out to our fans. I bet they can kind of come up with something good. So.
He's big on acronyms. So and then we also talk hockey, Blackhawks when the time comes for it. And then we switch to our second half, which is our whatever, which is usually pop culture, music, video games, TV, variety of stuff that we geek out about, nerd out about. So yeah, that's it. If you would like to write into the show or reach us, you can do so in a variety of ways. The first is on Twitter. Vinny is always running that Twitter feed for the most part, I believe, and you can tweet us at Baseball and What. You can also head to facebook.com/baseball and whatever. You can watch our YouTube videos, youtube.com/baseball and whatever. What else, Greg? What else am I thinking? We're on all available podcast apps for your audio pleasure. And the text line and the voicemail line is 1-913-808-3278. That number again is 1-913-808-FART. There we go. All right, so without further ado, let's kick it off. We are going to start with episode 61, famous 61s in Chicago sports. I'll be honest, Greg, I'm going to have to look these up because I don't know any.
Yeah,
any of them.
I actually have two. And
all right, you tell me what you got.
Obviously, I know the White Sox best because I remember all the bum players because there have been several of them. Actually, the first one that came to mind pitched for the White Sox several years ago, and he was a nobody then, and now he's a somebody with the New York Mets. That would be Chris Bassett. Before we traded him away, he was 61. You remember Chris Bassett? He got hit in the head last year with the A's,
and
then
that's right.
He was a White Sox, and then he's on the Mets this year. He's part of that trade. So established starting major league pitcher. But yeah, he wore 61 for us. I believe the other guy was Ryan Burr. Relief pitcher.
Okay.
Is he with the team? I don't even think he's with the team anymore. Maybe he's hurt. I can't remember. I feel like he's just appeared out of nowhere sometimes. I know he's 61, or at least the latest person to don the number 61 White Sox jersey. So those are the two knuckleheads I have. I have nothing else for the Cubs. Bulls, I don't have a clue. Blackhawks, you would know more than me.
Yeah,
Bears,
Blackhawks, there was only one actually this year, and part of last season was Riley Stillman. He's a defenseman. For the Cubs, Braylon Marquez wore it in
I remember I know the name.
2020.
Yeah.
Efren Navarro wore it in 2018. Ryan Kalish in 2014.
Ryan Kalish. Yeah.
Okay, is this the same Jose? No, it's not. Okay, Jose Reyes. I thought it was the good Jose Reyes.
No, that was a relief
It was
pitcher.
not. Yes,
He was a relief pitcher. Yeah.
And then apparently in 1933 and 1934, Babe Phelps. Good baseball name there.
Babe Phelps.
Do you want me to look up the Bears? I don't know.
I can't
honestly,
think of it. It's got to be O-lineman, if anything. So
unfortunately, there is not a NFL reference like there is for baseball and hockey.
There is. It's hard to find, though.
Oh,
I
is
think.
it?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I think I've tried to look for it before, and then I found it once, and then I never found it again. So.
Oh, well, here we go. There is only one guy that I can find. As Vinny would say, this would be for the old timers that are watching. We got Dave in the chat. Dave, welcome. Dave's a good friend of mine.
Dave.
We can talk about Dave in a second, actually. But the only Bears that wore 61 is Bill George, linebacker. He's got two first names, and he had his number retired. So there you go.
It's retired for the Bears?
1952 to 1965. Yes.
No shit. Did not know that. Holy crap.
I did not either. So there you go.
61's got some meaning.
61 does have some meaning. So, yeah, we got Dave in the chat. If you're listening, feel free to come in on the chat, youtube.com/baseball and whatever. Dave is an awesome guy. I met Dave. We did one of our PS2 podcasts back in the day, or was that a couple weeks ago we did PS2 games?
We did PS2, yeah.
And I talked about my love for SOCOM 2. Dave was one of the guys I met on SOCOM 2. And good for me, and I guess good for Dave that I'm not some online creep, but I actually bumped into Dave at a Cubs game. It was really cool.
Look at that.
He's a big Cubs
Was he
fan.
one of the Klansmen?
He was. Well, yeah, when you put it that way, it doesn't sound very good. But yes, he was in our SOCOM 2 clan. Yes. Huge Cubs fan, also a teacher. He's also a huge Avalanche fan. So, of course, any hockey guy.
Congratulations.
Yes. That was when our clan was the Insomniacs, and I thought I was a clever college kid calling our clan tag ZZZ for. Yeah, I've had better days. What can I say? So,
hey, those are good times, man.
Go Avs! Yes, the Avs are doing much better right now than the Blackhawks. That is for sure. Joe Sakic, I believe, was just named GM of the year as well. So good for the
shout out
Avs. All right, let me open up our outline here. So, no text this week, but we do have a tweet from another podcast. Would you like to read off that tweet we got from these guys? Greg?
I very much would. From the 1420 Sports Bar podcast, they chime in and say, love the 90s music talk and the show in general. Thank you very much. Your disdain for the Yankees isn't my favorite, but we'll be listening again. 5 stars on Apple. We very much appreciate that. Especially the guy that left us the 1-star review.
Yeah, we got like 25-star reviews almost, and then somebody came in and left us a 1-star review.
That was just some bloke that,
I know.
Probably pissed off on Twitter.
Probably some Bond fan you pissed off.
I was going to say it probably is. The discussions get heated. So
yes. So yeah, thank you to the 1420 Sports podcast.
To be fair, 1420, we have disdain for our own teams. I'm pretty much every team. So
yeah, the disdain we feel, at least I feel, for the Cubs right now, despite their winning ways at the moment.
Right.
But yeah, no, and I actually reached out to them and I tried to explain. I don't know about you, Greg, but I think for me, growing up in the 90s, and it was just Yankees, Yankees, Yankees every year because they were so good.
It was always the
in
Yankees,
contention.
yeah.
They were just obnoxious.
Yep.
Not the Yankees in general were obnoxious, I should say.
Yes, they were.
So,
yep.
And
even now, yes, we have disdain, but they're just killing it this year. They have Aaron Judge, who's amazing. So,
oh god, there was already rumors about him coming to Chicago next year.
Isn't like Dave Kaplan one of the guys going around saying the Cubs need to sign this guy, give him $475 million? Something.
Yeah, Dave Kaplan used to be like one of the guys I would always listen to, but I've kind of found him to get a little grating lately. I don't know about you.
I don't listen. I occasionally shout out Dave Kaplan though if you want to come on the show.
Yeah. Somehow Mike North of Chicago media fame retweeted us today. I don't know.
He's one
why.
of like the score OGs.
Yeah.
He was there from the beginning. Like
I remember he had a show on 670 The Score when I was in high school. It was North and Buffon. Doug Buffon, former Bear. Yeah. So
yep.
I remember listening to them on the way to drum lessons every week when I would drive my spoiler escort with the neon lights underneath it and everything. Yeah,
there you go. Well, you still got the neon light behind you, so you haven't changed that.
Yes, I just not on a car. Thank God.
Just on a wall, like normal people.
Yeah. So. Thank you. If you want to reach out, email, tweet, YouTube comments, any of those we will take. Before we get to that, though, actually, no. You know what? Let's go straight into it. You want to get to some hot takes, Greg?
Let's do it.
All right. Let me see. This is why it's rough because Vinny's not here to man the soundboard.
He's got the timing down.
He's got the timing down really well. So I appreciate you vamping. Here we go.
Greg's hot takes.
You want to get nuts? Come on!
Hell yeah!
All right. Want to get nuts? Come on. Let's get nuts!
All right. So Greg's hot takes. Greg, what hot takes you got this week? Anything upsetting you? Anything making you happy this week in particular?
I know we're going to get into the White Sox a little bit, but I know I kind of dropped it last week when I said they're not going to finish first and they're not going to make the playoffs. Is that such a hot take anymore? I mean, it's the same.
No,
I feel not for some reason. Okay, I know I know I'm jumping the gun right here, but for some reason, Sox fans are. I mean, I guess you should be happy about a win, and they did walk off against the Twins yesterday. Last time I checked with the Tigers, right now they were down 1-0. But jumping back to yesterday, yes, they won the game, but there's still nothing that convinces me that they're going to take the next step here because of the inconsistent play. I mean, they just dropped 2 to the Twins right before that. I was at the first game. I saw the 8-5 triple play. I didn't even know what was going. I didn't even know what was going on then. All I know is Pollock hit the shit out of the ball. I was screaming my head off because I thought they were going to take the lead, and then all of a sudden there was just confusion on the field. We weren't too sure because we were watching the broadcast. It wasn't until afterwards we found out. So again, I'm saying the same stuff back and forth. You know, it doesn't change. Like, when are they going to turn it on? Oh, it's only been so many games halfway through the season. We're reaching the All-Star break. I mean, time's a ticking here. I mean, you gotta brace for starting to. If this is not going to work out, you gotta think about finding a trade partner for Cueto, AJ Pollock, Josh Harrison, guys like that. You're not going to get much in return, but I'm fine. I'm losing my last bit of faith right here, especially with these division games coming up and them just being so inconsistent. I mean, the offense shows up like yesterday randomly, and then it'll just go away for another week. I mean, that's what it has been. So Eloy's back. That is something. That's
exciting.
I mean,
he hasn't hurt himself yet.
He hasn't
since he's been
back.
They
need power. They don't hit home runs. So I don't know. I mean, it might not even be a hot take anymore, but I don't see it. I don't see a division win, and the Twins aren't that damn good.
No, I think it's just a take at this point. The Twins could pretty much finish 500, and unless the Sox go on some magical run, and the Guardians for that matter too, but I don't believe in what. I don't believe in the
Guardians. They've just been pesky. I know the latest Zips project, like the midseason Zips projections came out. I don't know if you saw that, but it had the Twins and White Sox, I think, tied for the division with like 85 wins or something like that. And you see that, like, Sox fans look at that right now and like, 85 wins. Oh, hell yeah, we will take that. That would be amazing.
But I mean, how good of a run would they have to go on to get to 85?
An amazing run. I forget what the numbers were exactly, because I knew what they were a couple of days ago when they whatchamacallit, they had what they had to do to get to 90 wins, and it was just something absurd. I mean, even just 85 wins, 5 wins less would just have to be crazy winning streak. They would have to destroy. I mean what they got 19 games in the division here.
Like 50 about like and 30, like 50 and 25,
something like that. Just so stinking hot. And what gives you the proof that they will do it? Nothing.
I love Dave's comment. He said the Sox will never get a return like they did for Quintana. That is true.
Oh yeah, no.
That was the beginning of the end for the Cubs. Oh God, that was such a depressing. Well, we'll have plenty more White Sox. We can dive a little bit deeper in that. But
that was the best. That was the best trade they made. I mean, I guess you could say Giolito too, but he's been on a. Here's a hot take for you. Do you listen for offers on Giolito?
Ooh,
he's not signed.
That's a hot take.
Jerry doesn't like to sign pitchers. We have Cease and Kopech for a little more control. Are we listening to offers on Giolito? I don't like saying that.
If they're falling out of contention, are they listening for offers?
If they're falling out of contention, which they're not even in contention.
I mean, they're under 500. They're a third place team right now. They have no chance at the wild card, from what I remember looking at the standings.
They were 4 games or something. But I mean, the wild card's going. I mean, to the teams in the East. Let's face it.
I mean, because that division is stacked. I mean,
yeah.
Between Boston, Toronto, and Tampa, and
right.
And even Baltimore. Exactly. Okay, so here's a hot take for you, Greg. I was listening to the sports radio station this morning out here, and they said, you're the White Sox. You know, the Orioles just had a good run, or they're having a decent season. They're in that rebuilding mode where things are a little more exciting for the Orioles. If you're a Sox fan, would you rather be a White Sox fan right now or an Orioles fan based on the trajectories of both organizations?
That is a great question. It's hard for me.
I don't even know I don't think there's a right answer.
I don't think there's a right answer, but I brought it up last week. The Orioles are doing some good things on the field. They're playing well. They're still garbage, but they're up and coming. Their top 6 in the lineup is good. Their bullpen's a thing. I mean, there's stuff to root for. What am I rooting for with the White Sox?
The problem with the Orioles is their owner, their organization is usually screws everything up, if I'm not mistaken. Is it the Angelos family that owns them, I think, right?
That's right, yeah. There was something with them a couple weeks ago. I forgot
they were fighting over like who was in the will to get the team or something.
That's what it was. It was all internal family bullshit. God. So it sounds like a mess. But...
If I'm not mistaken, the Angelos also own the Boston Bruins too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, do they really?
I believe they do. And for the longest time, there was problems with the Bruins, and then finally the last 10 years they've kind of had a decent team again. But I don't really have any other hot takes myself this week.
That's pretty much my White Sox talk.
Yeah, that's your White.
So, that's where I'm at. Where else am I supposed to be? I mean, I can't have any more false hope or just pretend things are okay. I mean, I've been pretty much saying the same shit every week. It's good for a game and then shitty for like 4 games. Division games. I mean, Tony La Russa's still a boob. I mean, I love everyone on the team, but I mean, looking forward here, like what am I going to do? I
have a great Tony La Russa quote when we get to our official baseball talk, which I guess we can transition into our official baseball talk now. But before we do that, we want to thank one of our newer partners, which is In the Clutch, for joining up with us here on Baseball and Whatever. If you don't know what In the Clutch is, they are an awesome sports apparel company that is known for their licensed MLB, Negro League, and Major League Soccer apparel, along with great shirts to rep your favorite retro hockey, baseball, and football teams. Even better, if you head to www.intheclutch.com right now and at checkout use promo code BASEBALLANDWHAT, all one word, you will get 10% off your order. How great is that? So once again, check out their t-shirts. They got some really cool apparel. Head to intheclutch.com and at checkout use promo code BASEBALLANDWHAT to get 10% off your order. So thank you to the folks over at In the Clutch.
Thank you, In the Clutch.
Are we ready to officially hit the baseball segment now? We can dive into the White Sox and of course the Cubs, which I'm not pissed at the world right now with the Cubs. So let's jump into baseball. Here we go.
Baseball.
Welcome back to Major League Baseball. Sort of.
Taking a look at Chicago's 2 favorite teams and other happenings around the MLB.
All right, we have officially hit the baseball segment. I do want to start off with this funny. Well, it's not funny because it's a very sad thing. But Tony La Russa, just another example of how out of touch. Greg, do you know where I'm going with this one?
I do not know where you're going with this.
So obviously, we don't need to get into too many depressing things, but obviously, a couple shootings recently and one nearby, both of us in Chicago and Highland Park, on the north suburbs. They asked Tony La Russa for his thoughts on the situation, which I'll be honest, out of all the people I want to hear from about gun control and shootings, not Tony La Russa. And so
hear anything from him.
no, it's like, don't even put a microphone in front of him for anything, because he has a loose grasp on his baseball team as it is.
Stop putting a camera in front of him, for God's sake.
Oh God. But his response was something along the lines of, well, back in '83, when I was manager, the Sox let me know that there was a bunch of death threats against me, so I had to wear a bulletproof vest to the stadium for like a good 3 weeks. That was his response. I'm like, the situation, like I said, we don't need to get into politics and all that, but like the two situations couldn't be further from each other.
They have nothing to do with
each other.
One another.
But I thought that was another example of Tony being a little, I don't know, can't read a room. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely not. I mean, does he even understand what is going on? Does he
No.
understand the domestic terrorism aspect of anything?
But between that and then was it last week or all of his quotes, just they're jumbling together now at this point. But the whole, you have Andrew Vaughn that could be getting more at bats, but he insists on playing Leori Garcia, and just the look at his at bats. Look at his at bats.
Yeah,
that was a great foul tip. Look at those at bats. It's like, come on, man. Like,
you are looking at him.
Yeah,
too often.
And I know he had a game winning. He had a walk off the other night, didn't he? Or he had the game winning home run.
Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, no.
So
he had a game
I believe the
walk off single. Yeah,
the White Sox will extend his contract like another 3 or 4 years after that. So
Leori legend. God, I've had enough of that bullshit.
Yeah, I don't.
He is the Rise of Skywalker right now.
the shitty.
Which is my least favorite Star Wars movie. I know yours is probably The Last Jedi. I'm still putting
they're all that whole new trilogy is all pretty bad.
Trash.
I've done a 180 on most of those. They're not good. They're not good at all. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, Greg, you got any other White Sox hits, facts, anything we should be looking for in terms of going forward?
I was at the game Monday for the 4th of July. They did cancel the fireworks. I mean, understandably so, with what was going on in Highland Park and all the awful stuff that was happening. But we did sit. I sat on the. I was in a diamond suite for the first time.
Yeah, how was your experience being?
It was extremely nice. We were in section 212. Technically, that was our box. This was for my cousin. Shout out Winchell Bar, his 50th birthday.
Nice.
Big White Sox fan. Him and my cousin Mike live in Arizona.
Okay.
They've lived out there for several years now, but flew in town. Lifelong Sox fans. So it was a great celebration. Food was great. Family was there. First time I was at a Sox game with my dad since 1998.
Holy
also
cow.
the last time he was at the ballpark, believe it or not.
Now, I mean, every time I've seen your dad, he's always got a Sox hat on. So I mean, I know he's a fan, but does he just not enjoy being at the stadium? Would he rather just watch it on TV or?
No, he would rather do none of the above. He is the man is physically and mentally damaged from years of just all teams in Chicago losing and being pathetic. I mean, that's Cubs, White Sox, Bears, you name it. He did watch the Blackhawks, though. He does love his hockey.
Okay, well, good.
So, he did watch the Blackhawks because he felt confident about it. That says a lot coming from my dad. But yeah, I think I even told you guys that when I was showing him my, I was like, "Hey, Dad," because he dropped off. He was watching my dog earlier in the week, Bruce, and he dropped him off, and we were going to the game in a couple days. I showed him my new city connectors. I'm like, "Hey, Dad, check it out! I just got this Eloy Jimenez," and his first thought was, "Oh, Theo Epstein was a genius for trading that guy." He saw it coming right away. That guy never plays. He's like, "How about the guy we got for Chris Sale?" I'm like, Michael Kopech. He's like, "No, the other one. Oh, Yohan Moncada." He's like, "Is he playing?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's playing." And it's like, "Oh, well, thank goodness. We actually got a trade piece that plays." I mean, he didn't even care about his terrible numbers. So.
Moncada, I saw, had the foot issues, and then just recently took a
shin guard.
Took a ball off the foot or the shin. So is he hurt yet, or is he still?
I think he's back in the lineup. Okay. I think he was just kind of bruised up. So I didn't look at I didn't know if he was starting today, but so that was that. But other than that, the experience at the ballpark was really nice. I mean, got to see the Bray home run. That was cool. But other than that, it was just a lot of, getting beaten down by the dumbass Twins. So
Yeah.
weren't that great? You know,
Well-
like the worst division winner, but they're better than the Sox.
Well,
so-
especially when they were so bad.
and they hit
last
home
season.
runs. Yeah,
Byron Buxton, I don't know if you're a Sox pitcher. I think I would just intentionally walk him every time because
You might as well.
He
He
must
could
eat his
kill-
Wheaties for
just-
the White Sox games or what?
Just destroys you. Just absolutely destroys you. So,
Well, the White Sox are currently in a series against the lowly Detroit Tigers, but really
who have been hot.
They've been hot,
as
and they're
of
only
late.
5 games back of the Sox.
They're closer. The Sox are closer to the Tigers than they are the Twins, I believe. Or they're closer to last than they are to first, I think.
Okay,
At least that
well,
was just a couple days ago, so I don't know.
It's the bottom of the 7th. Tigers are up 1-0. Our guy Javi Baez has the lone home run in the game. So,
of course.
Yeah. So I mean, you would like to think the White Sox could take the Tigers, but then you got a series against the Guardians, a series against the Twins, another series against the Guardians. So, this is. If they're gonna start to make the run, you need to do it now. Like this is
the time. Yeah, this is your moment. So who the hell knows? Though.
I mean, are you confident they could?
No, I'm not. I'm not confident. Not in the slightest right now. It's like one of those things. If I see it happen, like that is an emotion I will feel when the time comes. But right now, I'm just like I don't see it happening. So it's too inconsistent.
Yeah, it's not good.
And I'm not saying, like I said before, if you gotta sell, just do it. Just rip the Band-Aid off. I mean, you're not going to get anything much for the guys that I'm talking about. You're not going to sell any of or trade away any of the younger guy. I know I said Giolito, but more like, I mean, there are untouchables in my opinion that you wouldn't want to hear. But
right.
And I hope they don't. I don't even know if they'd entertain the idea of trading Abreu if the sell-off does happen, or if it does come to that where they're in no position or they do not see themselves making the postseason. I can't see him wanting to leave, but if he does want to leave, go play for a contender, change that title, his contract is up, I get it. I would be sad, but it's something I don't see happen. I don't think he would want to go anywhere. I think this is his team. So, but I know that's been floated around too. So I mean, what if let's just say if Jose Abreu goes, like I'm out, man. Like
really,
I'll join you guys for whatever, or I'll join you guys for the Cubs section, and then I'm done after that. If the Sox get rid of my favorite player, even if he wants to go, that's it. I'm out, man. So
wow,
I'm not saying I'm saying that is a slim to none chance that would happen, but we also said that about the White Sox where they are right now, technically. So. There you go.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, I am sorry to hear that, Greg. Well, I mean, I guess we can kind of shift gears to the Cubs.
Let's do it.
But yeah,
postseason contention Cubs, right?
Vinny was on the Twitter feed this afternoon, and I saw him retweeting stuff that they were 9 games out of the wild card right now. So it's like the scene from Dumb and Dumber. It's like, so you're telling me there's a chance? No, they are not. I hate to squash. He always says he's I think I'm the pessimistic one, and he's the optimistic one. They are not coming back. This is great. I think 5 or 6 series, 4 series in a row. Just not good in terms of like big picture. But right now they're super hot, so that's exciting. They are losing to the Dodgers 1-0 right now in the top of the 2nd inning. But I don't know. I mean, it's been kind of exciting. Hendricks had a rough go the other night. He was now on the injured list, which he had some issues earlier in July when he was on the injured list then, if I'm not mistaken. So I know there was a lot of talk of people discussing whether or not to trade him if he wasn't hurt at the moment. What do you think about that? You think now is the time to trade him?
Who are we trading?
Kyle Hendricks. I mean, he's had a rough seasons.
When I think of Cubs trades right now, the only person that comes to mind is Contreras. But Hendricks, what's his contract? What does he have left?
He's got, I think 2 more years. He's very not costly, I should say.
Yeah,
very team friendly.
Team friendly contract.
It's been weird. Like you look back to that 2016 season, he was lights out, unstoppable. I remember people making the comparison that he's Greg Maddux light, which holy cow. And lately, he's been very sporadic, hit or miss, and hasn't just really strung it together. So people were trying to think about that. I mean, there's also been talk about them trading Ian Happ, and then you got Wilson Contreras.
He's almost as good as gone.
Which is sad. I know they interviewed him again the other night, and he's like, I've spent, I think, it was 15 or 16 years in the organization now.
Yeah.
From getting signed out of the Caribbean or the Dominican, I should say. Or no, Dominican, I believe, right? Or no, is he Venezuelan? He might be.
I can't remember.
You know what? I think he might be. All right, I'm gonna look. But anyway,
look it up.
I want to say he was signed right out of being like a teenager.
Yeah.
By Jim Hendry.
Right.
And this is the only organization he knows. Let's see, Venezuela.
Okay.
Because I know he used to always wear the Venezuelan flag arm sleeve. But I don't know. I mean, I think you entertain Hendricks trade. I mean, you're not going anywhere, so I know he's he's technically the ace of the staff, I would say, right? I mean, Hendricks, yes. Stroman is still working his way back, and I don't know.
It depends on obviously depends on the offer or something. If it's something you can't turn down, if someone's really willing to pay for Kyle Hendricks, then you definitely have to entertain it. But to be honest, I haven't really even given him much thought, or he's been off my Cubs radar, the very minimal that has been. So has that been rumored? I mean, it kind of makes sense.
There's rumors, yeah. I think.
But if he's hot and cold right now, though, too. I mean, right now is the time you want to showcase these players technically. So you want them hot right now. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I think the injury list, stint is going to hurt any trade value. But I mean, they still got him for next year. They could always trade him next year. Yeah. Jason Hayward is on the injured list, so I don't think he's going to be traded. And
is he coming back after?
He'll be back to collect his paycheck. But
he'll never.
I know Hermosillo, I think, is on the 60-day injured list. I don't know whatever happened to him. I honestly don't know if you're going to see him again in a Cubs uniform. Ortega, I think, is somebody that you could trade, and I mean, he's playing really well right now.
For sure.
He's 30. He's a guy, if the Cubs were in contention, he's a guy you want to add to a team, but they're not in contention. I don't know. Ian Happ, I mean, I've dogged him for so many years, and he's finally having a all-star caliber year.
Yeah.
And now it's like, all right, we'll ship him out.
He's a free agent after this year, right?
Yes, which, I mean, who knows? I have no idea if he has any intention of coming back either. And if they're not coming back, then by all means, don't, trade him. I get that. But, I don't know. It's a really weird situation they find themselves in now.
See, I relate that back to the Stroman contract. I mean, you got Stroman for another year too. I mean, what are you going to be next year? So what kind of progress are the high A guys making? I see Pete Crow Armstrong's in the futures game. In the futures game. So is Oscar Colau. Shout out to him. What's the timetable for these guys? Is you trade Ortega? Is Brendan Davis finally make
on his way? Yeah,
So I mean, it seems like when's that going to happen?
I mean, they got Nelson Velasquez is on the roster right now. Caleb Killian I'm assuming will get another look again at some point if he's going to be a future rotation guy. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think they'll be very active in terms of just trying to trade as much as they can.
Yeah.
Of guys that
looks like another sell-off. Maybe Hendricks might be part of it if you can get if you want the right pieces back, I guess.
And then maybe next year is the year they open the pocketbooks and start spending. I mean, Crane Kenny made the rounds again on Chicago media, which I don't know why the guy that has nothing to do with the baseball team is the business guy. Going around making discussions on talk shows. It's like
was that like the Bogart stuff too? Didn't something like that come out? Like they're going to sign Xander Bogaerts?
Well,
and that's a guy I had on the cut.
Bob Nightingale, Bob Nightingale is saying that he's talked to multiple people that want the Cubs to sign Xander Bogaerts, but when Bob Nightingale says something, there's
a little Cub right
hi,
here.
Avi, how are you?
Can you say hi?
I like your costume. But yeah, Alexander Bogaerts would be great, but he's going to be 30, so he's not some young guy.
And you have Horner playing well, so
Horner's doing great. It's and then I know they had the big Correa. Sorry, think wrong position. Carlos Correa came out and said, "Oh, I wasn't going to sign with the Cubs because they're in rebuilding mode."
Right.
So,
yeah. What are the? Oh.
Hey, Andy. So like that's a shot to the ego, I mean that he.
Yeah, but I don't know what he's really saying because what the hell are the Twins then?
Yeah, I don't know what the Twins are doing either.
Besides the money going to him, but yeah, I don't know.
It's just frustrating.
Yeah, it's just. I just don't see. It's so hard to see the direction of them. We even with acquisitions. Is Judge even a realistic thing, or are we just pretending right here?
I think it's just a lot of it's Cubs fans that need something to look forward to because there's nothing about this season to look forward to. So
what if Shohei Ohtani became a Cub when he hit?
That's never going to happen.
Would you sell?
Greg, if he became a free agent, I would go buy a Ohtani Cubs jersey tomorrow if he came to the team. And I don't usually buy.
No, you don't. Yeah,
I usually don't buy jerseys with recurrent players. So, yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating. They're currently losing to the Dodgers 1-0 as of right now. They have the series against the Dodgers, which, let's be realistic. I think the Dodgers are probably going to smoke them. It's a 4-game series, actually.
That's right.
All weekend. Then they see the Orioles and then the Mets. So tough go for the Cubs schedule right now. All teams that are trending upwards. And then the Phillies, which I don't think the Cubs have actually seen the Phillies all season. So that'll be kind of cool to see them again.
Schwarber, right?
Schwarber, yeah.
Leading the NL in home runs.
Yes. Another guy that... he could be our DH right now, but
could be our DH.
Could be the Sox's DH.
He has 15 more home runs than the White
Sox
of
the league,
leader.
pretty much. Yeah. Well, how would you feel about the White Sox taking Patrick Wisdom?
We need the power.
that was something else that was floated out lately.
What does he have? 15 home runs?
17.
17. That are the. Jose Abreu has 10. He's our home run leader right now. He has 10 fucking home runs. He's the home run leader. I know Eloy's been hurt, but come on. This team's built for power. They can't hit the ball in the stinking air. Yeah, I'd take Patty. I don't know where he's going to play, but...
I don't know where... Well,
can he play second base?
I'm guessing no.
I don't think... Can he play third base?
He's actually not that bad.
Is he okay? I don't know how he is defensively.
I'll put it this way. He's better at third base than Frank Schwindel is at first base.
Okay. Is he still playing first base?
No, he is on the injured list as well.
He's on the IL. Is it Rivas still?
Rivas is pretty much Rivas, and I know they put PJ Higgins, our backup catcher, who's actually having a really good year for a guy that nobody really expected much out of.
That's kind of like Sebi Zavala, the third string catcher for the White Sox right now. He's hit more home runs than Yasmani Grandal already. So,
oh, boy.
If that tells you anything, you want Yasmani Grandal?
No.
Will you give us anything for him? Will you give us a couple of baseballs?
Not for
taking that contract?
He's still got that $80 million contract, right?
It's the highest paid player in White Sox history.
Yes.
And he stinks. So.
I remember when they had him on right after he signed. I think it was it would have been Dan McNeil and Danny Parkins had him on, and that guy had no personality whatsoever.
Doesn't seem like
they're like, what are you gonna buy with all this money? I don't know.
It's just no fun. A lot of these athletes are no fun.
No, they're not. They're not. So, all right. Well, let's get to a fun story. Let's get to Chris Sale. If the name rings a bell, that is because he's a former White Sox who was pretty much traded from the team shortly after he went and cut up all the White Sox throwback jerseys they were going to wear. Which, in his defense, they were hideous looking. They were the
very
dark
hideous,
blue.
Yeah.
With the weird ass collar on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he took supposedly it wasn't even scissors. It was something else. I don't remember what it was, but,
was it a knife or something?
Maybe it was a knife. I don't know, but he was a little bit of a strange dude to begin with. Well, what is the definition of insanity is expecting different results when the same thing happens. And, He acted like an idiot, says the Yahoo Sports headline from this article. So
there was video, too.
Yes, so
funny.
if you're unfamiliar with what he's doing right now, he's still with the Red Sox, but he's working his way back to the pro team. He was rehabbing in AAA.
Rochester, right?
Yeah, is it Worcester or Rochester? Worcester.
Rochester.
Okay,
I don't know.
the Red Sox, the AAA team there. He was pulled after a bases-loaded walk in the 4th inning, to which he went in the dugout in the tunnel and had a temper tantrum. He smashed the TV, broke a bunch of shit. He then said it was kind of the fault that there was a camera in there that caught it all. Which that sounds like a 7-year-old.
It was their fault.
Yes,
your fault.
How dare you catch me on camera acting like a child?
Right.
He was able to yank down pieces of wall art in the clubhouse and trash them with his foot. I guess he kicked them a bunch of times. He then came back and said, "Hold on, here's his exact thing." It happens, right? I wouldn't be here without that. I expect a lot out of myself. I expect it to be who I am. If that doesn't work out, sometimes emotions take the best of me. Worcester or Rochester got a new TV out of it. So again, that doesn't, you can't
property
just,
damage.
You can't excuse.
You're a lunatic. I mean, yes, guys get that stuff happens, but
he then. The best part is, he said, when it says here, when pressed to respond to people reacting to the video of him trashing everything, he blamed, without naming names, the person who shot the video. In this instance, it was Alicia Palumbo of NBC 10 Boston. He also went on to explain that his job is playing baseball is pressure-packed, unlike that of someone who works for a global financial institution. What?
Oh, okay.
His exact quote. That's their problem for videoing it. If you want me to act like a normal person, treat me like a normal person. This isn't a normal atmosphere. If I was at the Bank of America, it wouldn't fly, right? Well, we're not at Bank of America. This is sports. This is leverage. This is pressure. That doesn't make any sense. That is the definition of a nutcase.
Yes, absolutely.
And mental health is very serious. I think
you might want to look into. I mean, the teams pay good money for mental therapy now.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fine.
So. It's fine. It's good. Get yourself, but
there's nothing wrong with therapy. But
you were on I get it if you're. So this is what's ironic too, and I get it if you're if it's a big moment situation, you're on a rehab assignment. Yeah. You're literally just trying to work on yourself. It's spring training for you.
Yeah.
The rest of the team is more pissed than you. I mean, it's your AAA stats. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
So, I was gonna say, ironically though, I think that's something that needs to happen with the White Sox right now. I think someone needs to wake up I think it needs to be like Jose Abreu or something, or whomever, someone with presence like Lance Lynn or something, just to go in there and just lose his shit in front of the team, break a bunch of stuff, yell, scream, F you, F that. Maybe that would bring a little bit of life and urgency to the White Sox. So ironically, I mean, I don't want it to come from Chris Sale, one of the other guys.
Yeah, you're going to find him at the Guaranteed Rate Field.
The problem is, if this was like Kyle Hendricks or something like that, I'm like, oh, something really got to him. This is bad start or whatever, unordinary. Hopefully he's okay. With Chris Sale, he's got a history of lunacy. So you look at that and you're just seems about right.
Yes, I get it. It's high pressure, but you know what? I also want to say to him, most people's lives, they're in pressure-filled situations and have pressure-filled jobs.
Yep.
But you can't go smash a bunch of shit. And granted, I get you're on another level when you're playing pro sports because you're the best of the best. But it's like you said, it's the minors. You're rehabbing.
Right.
The minors, organizations don't have nearly as much money as the pro teams do to replace
exactly.
these things.
I mean, they're like, we saved up years to buy this.
Yeah, it's like 1 year since latest accident. But and I know he came out and he said, well, they're going to get they're getting a bunch of brand new stuff from me and all the players are going to get nice stuff. It's like, you weren't going to do any of that though, unless the media caught you.
Right.
And then the opposite is Max Scherzer went and did a rehab stint for the AAA team for the Mets. Yeah. And he bought everybody I think he took everybody out for steak dinners and bought them all really nice stuff as a token of his appreciation. There's the right way to do it, and then there's the Chris Sale way, which is just the wrong way but faster and more violent.
Exactly.
So, I don't know.
In the end, I got no problem with a guy getting heated.
No, of course
I have
not.
no problem with a guy breaking stuff or going crazy. It's just funny to me because it's him.
Yeah.
And it's a rehab assignment, and he has a history of being a psychopath.
And then to try and shift the blame on someone else who's just doing their job.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the last part too. Is the person you take the video.
I mean, Carlos Zambrano used to beat the shit out of the Gatorade machine all the time as a Cub. But like, okay, but he didn't come out and say, "Oh, well, that was someone else's fault." Like, no,
right?
I try to teach my students, you're responsible for your actions, and even when things are heated, okay, we need to problem solve and figure out how to have the right reaction. He's a dick. That's
I still love the story too.
Oh, I love it. It's great.
When I was gonna say I love the story too when you talk about guys, baseball players beating the shit out of stuff. I don't remember if this was like 5-6 years ago. Even longer than that, when Carlos Santana was on the Phillies and he caught some guys in the clubhouse playing Fortnite during the game.
That's right.
And he took a bat and just smashed the TV and the console. That is such an amazing story.
See, that makes sense because they're not attentive to their job. Like,
right.
I get that.
Right.
And that sends a message, that's for sure. Holy cow. As somebody who enjoys Fortnite, I would not be playing it at work, but that's
especially
just me.
a guy that size with that power, like your ass is probably
running
right back on the field right there,
so, all right, well, we're gonna shift gears to Hot or Not. Are you ready for Hot or Not this week, Greg?
Ready.
All right.
And now, folks, it's time for
Who's Hot?
So damn hot.
Oh, hot.
Because I'm a hot little potato right now.
And who's not?
That my conditioners left me. A freeze is coming.
All right. You know what? I apologize. I think
that one a little bit.
That's the old one. I couldn't find the current one, so Vinny I'll have to get the current one from Vinny. But who's hot or who's not? Greg, do you want me? I've already looked at these. Have you looked at these already?
I have looked at these already.
Okay. So. All right. So
I just looked at them now. So.
All right. So go ahead. You want to take the White Sox? Who's hot and who's not for the weekend?
For the
June
White
30th?
Sox, who's hot and who's not? This was taken via Fangraphs between June 30th and July 6th. Minimum plate appearances. Who's hot for the White Sox? It's my man, Jose Abreu, slashing .375, .423, .583 with a 1.006 Alec Trevelyan, Goldeneye, your favorite Bond movie, Justin.
The only Bond movie.
Right. Homer, 3 RBIs. Saw that homer. A 7.7 walk percentage and a 15.4 K percentage. He has a BAPIP of 421 and weighted runs created plus of 190. And who's not for the White Sox? Who's not hot? And this is the one I would have guessed. Tim Anderson, I know he's having a bit of a slump right now, but still I think in the lead for all-star starting shortstop.
Yes,
so get your votes in for TA. Please get that bum Bo Bichette out of there. But TA, unfortunately, right now is slashing 115, 179, 154, 332. Not great. Also had an error the other day, even though I know we're talking about offense here. Just a double, an RBI, a 7.1 walk percentage, and a 28.6 strikeout percentage. Eesh. BAPIP of 167 and a weighted runs created plus of -5. Not so great. Hopefully he finds his way out of that because he's our all-star this year.
Yeah, starting shortstop for your Chicago White Sox and all-star team.
So keep vote. I think the votes end tomorrow, actually. I think you can vote once a day now. So keep submitting those ballots. Get TA on there. I voted for TA, voted for Wilson, voted for Wilson's little brother in the end.
Yeah.
Get them, get those guys
get the Contreras boys
in the
there.
Game. Get Tatis in the game.
Yes.
No, just kidding. No,
I know.
Don't vote for him. Actually, I'm kind of bummed because I going off subject a little bit. I know I never do that, but the San Diego Padres City Connect. I was looking at T-shirts for it. Oh, you can get a Tatis T-shirt.
Oh, really? He's never even going to wear them.
Right. I mean, I'd like to get a Machado one or something like that.
I would take a Darvish.
Get a blank one. Yeah,
or
Darvish.
Even a, oh, God. Who's the pitcher from Tampa that went to San Diego? I can't think of his name now.
Oh, Blake Snell?
I would even get a Blake Snell one. That guy is such a goofy dude. I don't know if you've ever seen him on their Padres social media stuff. He's a strange guy, but I love him.
But yeah, only El Nino on the T-shirts. I'm not buying a jersey. I'm not spending over $100 for that thing.
I've been close a couple times to buying. I love their away uniforms with the pinstripes, but I can't. I've gotten cheap. I don't want to buy.
What's your ceiling for that?
For a jersey?
For a jersey.
With no name?
For that Padres jersey.
I don't know. Maybe like 60?
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
70?
You're not finding it when MLB Shop does the
No,
deals,
I've seen it on sale for like 90 a couple times.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
say. Even like I enjoy the A's. I wouldn't say I'm an A's fan. Like there's been a couple like the throwback A's jersey. Like they have a lot of the batting practice jerseys go on sale for like $60 to $70.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But they're like the mesh ones, and I don't know how big the holes are, and I don't want to be walking around uncomfortable with a mesh batting practice jersey on. So, because there was
especially you've got nothing underneath. Justin.
Exactly. And I know there was a Randy Johnson one, which was really nice, and I'm like, oh, that could double for Ichiro too, because they're both 51. So
51. Yeah.
All right, let's go. Who's hot and who's not for the week of June 30th per Fangraphs for your Chicago Cubs. Who's hot? My guy, Chris Morel. Batting .348, .464 on base, .739 slugging, and a 1.203 OPS.
Mercy.
2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 17.9% walk rate, and a 28.6 K rate. He has had more strikeouts lately, which has been a little rough, but
they moved him down in the lineup.
They moved him down. He's been a little
more comfortable. Yeah,
he's been batting like 8th or 9th, and he's kind of heated up again. So good for him.
Awesome.
It's so cool to see a guy that's just so excited to be there and just, cheering on his teammates. I really like him. I hope he figures into the plans. I think he is. But again, he wasn't like a top prospect, so I don't know if he's one of those guys that just put it together or if the league hasn't figured him out yet. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. So, who's not? And this is very telling that they've been on kind of a tear lately because this isn't even that bad. But who's not? Nico Horner batting .286. .333 on base and a .321 slugging for a .654 OBP. Sorry,
OPS.
0 home runs. OPS. Thank you. 0 home runs, 0 RBIs, 6.7% walk rate, and a 16.7% K rate, which not the greatest there in terms of productivity, but he's getting on base and he's still hitting the ball and making contact, so I can't even be too upset with that. In terms of their BABIP and their WRC plus, Morel is at a .462 BABIP, Horner's at a .348, and WRC plus, Morel is at a .225, and Nico Horner is at an 86.
Okay,
so not horrible.
Even the not hot. I mean,
isn't bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. No power,
so
but
see, I look at that and I'm like, wow, like maybe these are guys that if they stick around for a few years when the Cubs are good, maybe they have something there. Like, I would even I know Morel's playing center field a lot, but they've had him playing center or second, too.
Second base, yeah.
I'll be honest, I've forgotten all about Nicky 2 strikes or 3 strikes. Or
he's on a rehab assignment now.
He is, yes. Nicky can't get on base.
He's coming back. You think he's going to remain a Cub? I think Cubs are kind of like
I think the Cubs might, yeah. To be honest, I don't even know if they've checked out. I think it's just a lot of you haven't been around for months.
A lot, yeah.
So, I mean, if he comes back and has a great end of the season, I think he'll be back in everybody's good graces. I just don't know if that's going to happen. So, do you want to take the MLB or do you want me to take it? What would you like?
I can take the MLB. Who's hot around the league? Nolan Arenado of your St. Louis Cardinals. Slashing 500, 538, 1,000, and a 1.538 with 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, 3.8 walk percentage, 15.4 strikeout percentage, a BABIP of 529, and a weighted runs created plus of 326. That is very hot. Also in the All-Star voting candidacy to start, I believe he is paired. Who's the other guy going for it? I can't remember in the National League.
Oh God, I can't remember.
But Machado, who I voted for.
That's it. Yes,
I voted for Machado. I'm not voting for no Cardinals. I love Manny Machado. Could have been a White Sox, but no.
Could have been.
Yeah, could have
been. They got his brother-in-law just to try and seal the deal, and it didn't.
Brother-in-law, best friend, no go.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Dumbass Rick Hahn. Jared Walsh is not hot around the league. He plays for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. If you didn't know that, a lot of, we got the 063s across the board and a 1 or a 120 .126 OPS.
Ooh.
No
Oh,
RBIs, no walks, not walking. Sounds like
Just
he plays on
striking out.
Sounds like he plays on the White Sox and striking out 50% of the time. Yeah, definitely sounds like he plays for the White Sox. A BABIP of 125 and a weighted runs created plus of -78. Yeah, that's not great. So
not good.
Angels are imploding a little bit. So
all right,
those are your bumpers and slumpers for this week or the past week. So
thank you to Vinny. Even when he's not on the show, he's still doing the
sending
work
in
and
the
putting
data.
it out there. So
glorified fact checker
checker
checking the facts for us. So
thank you very much, Vinny. We appreciate it. All right. Like we said earlier in the show, not a lot of Bears talk because one of the Bears players got arrested today or yesterday. Did you see the story that the Lori Lightfoot, Lori Lightfoot, the mayor of Chicago, wants plans drawn up to try and put a roof on Soldier Field.
I did see that.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think they are as good as gone, which is fine. I honestly don't care if they're in Arlington Heights.
I'm counting on that employment. I was
going to say that's future income for you for parking. Yeah,
exactly.
So not much to go there. Well, I'm sure we'll have more as training camp gets closer. Now that the summer is halfway over.
You know, I'm half kidding about that, but I'm half not because
I know
many of us are definitely planning because of the hiring wave that's going to happen in Arlington Heights.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
I think that many of us are thinking about jumping ship when that happens.
The
only problem is it can't happen sooner. So
could you potentially
Soldier Field,
maybe be a future Chicago Bears employee, Greg?
I think I might be. So
can we probably can't talk Bears football then on the podcast.
I just changed my name a little bit. I'll wear a hood, so don't worry about it. So I go by a different name in Arlington Heights anyway. So
there you go. All right, fair enough. All right, but I do have some hockey thoughts. If Greg will,
yes, please.
I
want to know what's going on with the guy they picked.
All right, let's get into some hockey talk. Here we go.
Used puck bags.
Hey, shut up! You guys stink. I thought we came here to play hockey.
You know, I knew we forgot something.
Diving in on what's happening with the Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh, boy. All right, where do we begin? It's been well documented by the Cubs. I am all over the place today. You're
just naming off your bad organization.
my bad Chicago organizations. Yeah. It's been well documented by the Chicago Blackhawks, their GM, Davidson, their new GM, I should say. He was interim. They took the interim tag off him over the offseason. Right. He has been out there saying this is a rebuild, so that's fine. I've made peace with that. The first thing that kind of worried me was that they started saying they were going to trade Alex DeBrincat. If you don't know who Alex DeBrincat is, he's probably their best upcoming young scorer. He's had 2 40-goal seasons. Great guy. They already gave him, he's been an alternate captain or an assistant captain, depending on which one you want to call it. I know hockey fans go nuts about that. But
it's alternate technically, isn't it?
It's technically alternate, yes. But everyone always says assistant because they think that's just how it works. But yeah, technically it's alternate, yes. He's been phenomenal. He plays on a line with Patrick Kane. That is Patrick Kane's guy. Patrick Kane would feed him the puck nonstop. They were great together. He's only 24. He's still very young.
Very young.
And all of a sudden, this story came out, I think there's talk of trading him. So in my mind, I was really upset with that. Started to make peace with it because there was a lot of talk that the Hawks were looking for like kind of a king's ransom in this trade because he is so good. Me personally, I don't understand why you trade him when he's only 24. Even if this rebuild lasts 3 years and you can keep re-signing him. I mean, he's got term left. Why would you not build around him? Because even in 3 years, if the rebuild's over, he's 27. That's the prime of his career.
Prime hockey right there.
So whatever. All right, fine. They're going to trade him. They're going to get a lot back. Here's what they got back. The 7th pick overall in this year's draft and the 38th pick overall in this year's draft and then a draft pick next year. That's it.
That's all, huh?
That's all they got. They traded
no other current NHL
players
either.
They traded him to the Ottawa Senators. The Ottawa Senators have a great farm system. They could have gotten some really good prospects. Didn't get a single prospect. Nothing.
Lottery pieces, pretty much.
Absolutely nothing. So I don't know what the GM's thinking. I don't get it. They traded a guy to the Lightning last season who had even less potential. And they got more for him. from the Lightning, which make no sense. So that was strike number one for me. They also traded Kirby Dach to the Montreal Canadiens. Kirby Dach was a third pick overall in the 2019 draft. Honestly, I think they rushed him up here too soon. That was a Stan Bowman problem of rushing guys up here. He got hurt, injured his wrist a couple times, really had trouble coming back from that. The fans really turned on him, so it made sense to trade him, give him another shot somewhere else where he can get a fresh start. I think potentially he's like maybe like a 40 to 50 point guy, so like a second or third line guy. Yeah. He's never going to reach that third overall pick potential. And I think that's what upset a lot of fans because they turned on him really hard. So there's your next one. The Blackhawks also made a trade with my Toronto Maple Leafs. They traded the 25th, a pick in this year's draft, along with, actually, no, that was it. They traded a pick in this year's draft to the Maple Leafs for the 25th pick overall in this year's draft, and goalie Peter Mrazek, who he's kind of a journeyman at this point. He was the backup.
We've talked about him before on this.
We've talked, podcast, with Jay Kahn of Sirius XM NHL. He's kind of a journeyman at this point. He was decent for the Red Wings back in the day. Played on the Leafs for a little while. He's a decent goalie to have on a shitty team. The Hawks are going to be awful next year. Peter Mrazek's probably not going to look good next year in terms of stats because the team in front of him is going to be god awful. So, but he's a serviceable goalie, so I think that's good. And then they stockpiled draft picks this year. They got the 7th overall pick. They drafted a guy named Kevin Korchinski, who, according to our friends over at CHGO, that was kind of a reach. So to trade one of your best players for a guy that was kind of a reach, and then the thing that pissed me off the most is they interviewed this kid, and they said, are you excited to go to the Hawks? And he goes, yeah, I had no idea. They didn't even talk to me.
Yeah, didn't even call. So is this a guy that just kind of is? So is this a guy that just fell in their lap, or they?
I don't think he fell to him.
They reached to get him
because
they just kind of made a push.
Yeah, because the consensus was they had the 13th pick overall, and he would have fallen to them there.
Right.
So the guy they picked at 13th, Frank Nazar, that is viewed as a pretty good pick. He's supposedly a pretty good offensive player, but again, you're looking at maybe 2 to 3 years before these guys make the team if they do it right. Don't rush them. Let them play their junior careers, because some of them still have junior eligibility in Canada, or they're going to play in the NCAA, and then let them go to Rockford and play a season or two in the AHL and then go from there. So they also signed another, or I keep saying signed. They also drafted a defenseman at number 25, Sam Rinzel. I don't really know much about him. That was the Maple Leafs pick. They still have the 39th pick and 66th pick. They acquired those today, and then they have plenty of picks for tomorrow as well. So I don't know.
So they got some picks. So they got
plenty of picks.
We have, lottery tickets right here.
There's also talk now that they're going to trade Seth Jones. So Seth Jones was the huge defensive all-star that they got from Columbus last year. They traded the farm for him. They gave him an 8-year deal for $9.5 million per, and now they're already talking about trading him because they know they're not going to be in contention anytime soon. So, I think we'll be watching a lot more Maple Leaf and Kings games, maybe some Avalanche games.
Maybe some Avs games in there.
And I was joking, as I'm sitting there watching the draft with Maddie, I'm like, I don't think they're going to be good anytime soon. When you're old enough to go to hockey games, I think we'll be going to Wolves games in the future.
Wolves games, yeah.
Which is fine, the Wolves
very family friendly,
and they actually just won the AHL championship last week. So
did they really?
Them. Yeah, I forgot to bring that up. Yeah, they won. I think it's the Turner Cup. So they won that.
Wolves.
Or the Calder Cup. I'm sorry. So that's all I got for the Hawks. It's just. Just when you think things are going to hopefully turn around, they get rid of Stan Bowman. There's still who
you wanted gone for a while.
I've wanted him gone for forever.
So things were looking up for
They were looking good, and then I don't know. The Luke Richardson, I believe, is the coach that they signed recently this week. I'm excited for that. He's pretty highly touted. Comes over from the Montreal organization. He was their assistant coach. I did like Derek King, who was their interim coach last season, but I guess they didn't feel the same way.
What happened with him?
They've said they'd like to keep him in the organization, so maybe as like a pro scout or something in the scouting department. But if I were him, I'd bail. I wouldn't stick around. There's no point. So there you go for your sports. I don't know. You got anything else in terms of sports before we kick it to whatever?
Not really. really. I think we've covered all the terribleness we can handle.
That there is? Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, well, let's get on to whatever. Here we go.
Now it's time for whatever.
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 Whatever you want. Whatever I want.
Whatever, dude. Irrelevant.
Whatever, dude.
All right, here we go. The name's whatever, baseball and whatever. Of course, we are going to be. Well, let's face it. When you and I are together, it's video games.
There's a lot of video game talk.
It's video games. We can't help ourselves. I know I can't help myself. So we're changing it up a little bit. It's not really
list.
What we have here is we have 5 to 6 categories of different video game genres, all PS4. They could have been released on other consoles, obviously.
Sure.
They don't have to be exclusives, but we are talking games for the PS4 specifically. So our top video game in the given categories, which I believe are, what did we do, Justin? We did sports, racing, first-person
shooters, RPG.
RPG.
Do we want to do horror and then maybe platformer?
And then a platform, open world, or something like that. So... any kind of combination of that. So we will be counting those down. And the way we're gonna do this, Justin, is that we're gonna decide in a category and we're gonna do the reveal at the same time.
All right.
See if we can match up at all. But before we get to that, I want to ask you, because I got a lot of beef with you, Justin. I want to know what you're playing, what you're watching. And I guess what you're reading, because I'll tell you what I'm reading. And that's a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, I added this in there just in case we didn't have enough. But what you're watching?
First of all, Justin, it was like, why are you? I was surprised. Like, you were very out of character. I thought, I'm looking to get NBA 2K22. Get ready. Oh, I know Justin's done with it. He's ready to sell. I'm gonna text him, see how much he wants for it. He's like, get the fuck out of here. I am playing this game when I can. So Justin's still big on NBA 2K22.
Yes. Still playing NBA 2K22. To be honest, I'm not I'm back on the NBA train. I'll be watching the Bulls, but I'm not a diehard where I need the new game. Although that Michael Jordan edition looks pretty cool, but I'm not going to spend $100 on that. But
it's like the regular edition though.
Oh, is it really?
Like he's the cover athlete for 23, so you can get it for your old regular. What, $70, $80 a game?
Oh yeah, no thanks. I'm good there. But no, so I've kind of gotten back into it, but I still have a Bulls season that I haven't finished, and then I also typically what I always go back and do is the roster vault. I'll download like the 95 or 93, 92. Was it 95, 96 was the 72 and 10 team? So I'll probably do that this year. Or I'll just download a roster vault, because usually before they shut that down, they usually get a couple people get in there and do that. But yeah. So no, I'm probably not going to.
You surprised me.
Not going to do that one.
What are you watching right now?
What am I watching? I just started. Oh, Vinny's in the chat. Sorry.
Vinny. Look at that.
Vinny,
he found out about the soundboard.
Vinny said, "Who's on the soundboard? I am now being chased out."
Justin.
Vinny, I just uploaded it to StreamYard. I do not have the wherewithal to hit the buttons, and I'm too cheap to buy a soundboard.
He doesn't have the timing, Vinny.
No, I don't have the timing, and I don't have the updated drops either.
He doesn't have. He does. Do you have Sheriff J.W. Pepper?
No, I do not. I don't have any. All I have is the drops. I don't have any sound bites.
It doesn't even count then if you don't have J.W. Pepper. So.
But what am I watching? Eric and I just started Bosch Legacy, which is the newest season of Bosch, which has been really good so far. What else? We just finished Stranger Things yesterday, or 2 days. Yeah, yesterday, 2 days ago. And I loved this season. It was really good, but I feel like the ending, they kind of stumbled a little. The ending wasn't as good as I thought it would be, but it was still a lot of fun. What else have I been watching? That's probably about it. And then what am I reading? I just finished Alex Trebek's autobiography, which was actually really good. He loves to swear, which is kind of funny.
That's awesome. He looks like he's like a closet cursor.
Yes, that good old Canadian boy up there.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was good. I just finished something. I finished Dave Grohl's autobiography a couple weeks ago. That was really good. And then I just started the third book in a trilogy called John Dies at the End. And it's kind of like if you took X-Files.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, he's the character. 3 books in, the character is still alive. I'll tell you that much. But if you took X-Files and mixed it with Clerks or Kevin Smith movies, that's what you got. That's what that book is.
All right.
So really good. Vinny says he agrees. The last 30 minutes were very meh. Vinny, I completely agree. I don't know. It kept building all season. I was all involved and excited for it. And then the last couple, chapters or last 20 minutes of Stranger Things just really kind of, it's like, okay. So
interesting.
What about what about you, Greg? What are you watching?
Nothing really right now.
Okay.
Obi-Wan is over. And I'm waiting for Better Call Saul. So I'm in that gray area.
I gotta get on that.
Yeah.
I gotta get on that.
I am. I'm always saying, like, Vinny, I know you're watching right now. You've got to get that. You gotta watch it, man. You were gonna love both of you guys are gonna love this season. It is incredible. And Vinny's already into it, so he knows, like, the characters and everything. You've got to start it, Justin.
I do.
Get on that.
I do.
You'll really enjoy it.
I know I really liked Breaking Bad. It took me how many years to finally get into Breaking Bad, but
what I'm playing right now, Glucose is in.
Hey,
shout out Glucose.
Zach, how's it going?
What's going on, Zach? Dr. Condom. Tardy, but welcome in. What am I playing right now? MLB The Show 22. How are you liking it, Justin? You've got it
good. I have not had a chance to go back and play too much of it lately. I've been kind of on the Elden Ring train.
Okay.
I have been somehow steaming through that game. It's really good. And they made some changes that make it a little bit more easier to play. I have not re-upped my PS Plus, so I have not been able to summon other players.
It's like a different man.
I know. Well, I know when I do re-up it, it's going to be that.
It's going to be the essential.
It's going to be the crazy tier with all the extra stuff.
The mid grade or
no? I'm going all in. I'm going to go with the upper
gosh.
grade. I want to play those classic games for the trophies. But so I've been playing that nonstop every night when Maddie goes to bed, and
gotcha.
I think I'm about 10 hours in, playing like an hour a night.
You got some
decent
like that. Time into it. I have made a couple. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Justin.
No. So like typically the way I beat all those games, the Bloodborne and Demon Souls and Dark Souls and I guess that's it. The way that I always beat those is you can summon other people to fight the bosses with you, and it makes it a lot easier. And since I don't have PlayStation Plus at the moment because I let it lapse and I haven't re-upped it, I can't summon any other people to come help me. But what they did is they changed something where there's a part of your character now you can summon like other knights and characters and animals to help you. So I've just been summoning those things to come help me take down the bosses.
Okay.
So it's
all AI controlled then,
yes,
or whatever.
All AI, and then you can strengthen them, you can level them up and stuff.
You can build them up.
Gotcha. But if you've ever been interested in a Souls game, because they're supposedly so tough, which they are, they're frustrating at times. This is probably the most user friendly one to get into. So I'd be very curious to see if you ever played one of these, Greg. What your take on it would be.
I gotta get it. It looks interesting. I'd love to dive into it a little bit.
It's one of those where the story makes absolutely no sense. The story doesn't even matter.
Shout out Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Vinny knows what I'm talking about.
The story is so convoluted and up its own ass with stuff. I still love it because it's so weird and strange. But you're simply playing for the gameplay and how it feels, and it's a lot of fun. And it's one of those games where when you actually beat a boss, you're like, holy shit, that was actually an accomplishment. Like you're kind of proud. Awesome. So I've been mostly playing that, and then late at night. So typically my night routine now is we put Maddie to bed. Erica reads her book. I'll read my book because we're a middle-aged married couple now. We each read
and your reading.
We read our books. And then Erica goes to bed. I go work out on the treadmill and I do my weights and stuff. And then after that, I shower and I'm downstairs in the basement. So I have my Switch down there because I've been playing. I've gotten back into Ring Fit on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
To work out after I run, I do that or I lift weights. I've been alternating each day. But I finished up last night actually that Ninja Turtles game.
On
Switch. That was a lot of fun. I loved it. So I unlocked Casey Jones. He unlocks after you beat the game. So I haven't decided if I'm going to go back and beat it with him. I don't know. But for what it is, it's a lot of fun. It's just like those old beat 'em ups from like when we were kids in the arcade. I gotta say, the only downside to these types of games, though, is once you're not putting in quarters and you're never gonna see the end.
Yeah.
When you just keep pushing the button to continue, it loses a little something.
Sure.
But still a lot of fun.
I get it. Yeah,
Still
arcade
a lot of fun.
It was meant to be an arcade game. So.
Yeah, but I mean, they did include like you can level up your character and unlock new moves.
Cool.
So there's cool. Secret stuff to find. A lot of good Easter eggs and nostalgia for like that 80s and 90s cartoon. So it's really cool. A lot of fun.
Awesome.
So that's pretty much it. That's what I've been playing.
I've actually I've made a couple purchases. I think I've told you about both of them, but one of them was Riders Republic, which I know you enjoyed.
Yeah, I gotta get back on that too. That was a lot of fun.
And the other one is a game called Deathloop, which I know you know about. You haven't played, but I've always been intrigued by that kind of style of first-person shooter. It looks a little different. It looks a little abstract. So,
I've heard good things. I almost bought. There was a sale. I think it was GameFly. They had the new Horizon game for $30, and then they had that Pokemon Arceus for $30.
Oh yeah, that game is good.
That game's good, but I keep wondering if there's not enough in it. Like, because you just go around catching stuff, right? That's it, or is there more to it?
It's kind of what it is.
Okay.
But,
which I mean, I guess the original games are like that too, but at least there's more of like you're going a certain way in those.
Sure.
So.
It's fun though. It's definitely got playability to it. So you can't.
Yeah.
You can. I mean, if anything, Black Friday it. If you see it.
Yeah.
I mean, Switch is tough, but I mean, price wise, but finding a good deal.
I don't know. So like I'm working my way through Elden Ring. I still got MLB The Show. I need to go back and try and get a game in every couple nights because it's a lot. I'm really enjoying. That's
fun. So what are you playing in MLB The Show?
I'm still just playing the like.
You're a big retro mode guy, aren't you?
I haven't played that. No, I'm still just doing like where you go and see what the list of the real games in real life are being played.
Okay, just kind of like live exhibition.
Live exhibition, yeah. And so eventually I need to do March to October. I'm really thinking about getting into I don't think it's Diamond Dynasty, but it's whatever mode where like Conquest or like you try and take
that's
over.
Diamond Dynasty.
Okay.
It's all. I think the mode's so expansive. So it's
once I heard that it's only 3 innings, like that really appealed to me because I don't have a lot of time, and that you could knock out like 2 or 3 games.
Right.
You know,
it's not Diamond Dynasty is just not multiplayer anymore. There's a lot
good
of
because I have no interest
to it. Yeah.
I have
playing ranked matches and stuff like that. That's so hit or miss.
You and I are going to have to get on and play a game against each other.
And once you get your PS Plus back, Justin.
Yeah, I know. I got to get that too.
And then once I get some time and dust off my PS5. So
because like I still have Elden Ring and the show, and I'm still playing a lot of NBA 2K, and like you said, Riders Republic I want to get back to because that's really fun. That's great, and I still have that Sackboy's Adventure game that I picked up real cheap, and then I picked up Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga.
Oh, that's
because that was on sale for like $40 a couple weeks ago, and I haven't even.
You got that on Amazon, didn't you?
I got that on Amazon.
So that's why on your screen, didn't
that's why I haven't bought the bullet on that PS Plus because those games I'll definitely want to download all those, but I have so much other stuff to play right now. It's not worth it. So.
The PS Plus, I think free releases. The big one is the Crash Bandicoot 4. I know that's a great game. Yeah, I started playing it the other day. I'm like, oh, this is so much fun.
They nailed.
It's got such a good spirit. I mean, I'm sound like Dickie Dunn here. Really captures the spirit of the thing.
It is,
but it captures Crash perfectly. So plus taking it to the next level. So really enjoyed it.
I love those classic games. And it nails it. It nails the original, you know.
Yeah,
so.
I enjoyed it a lot. So
yeah,
should we get into it, Justin?
Let's get into it. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna reveal the same time. So the first category, what should we do? Let's get the boring one out of the way. Let's get racing out of the way. What do you say?
Well, I don't have
your favorite.
My racing is a digital one, so I don't have.
Oh, you.
Sorry, Greg. I know you're anti-digital.
Evil person. Throwing out your cardboard sleeve, bringing digital games on this podcast.
Yeah, there's a couple digital ones here.
I know.
How
I feel. I think we're getting.
Hey, there's no cardboard box for me to recycle though if they're digital, so at least that's good.
Yeah, I guess, but you got no visuals right now for our many YouTube viewers right now. So, all right, go ahead and tell me yours, Justin.
All right, my racing game of choice on the PS4 would be Gran Turismo Sport.
That was almost mine. I
didn't even know you had that game, Greg.
I have every game.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's that one. hesitant to I didn't buy it at launch because it was online focused only.
Right.
And then over the course of like the 2 or 3 years it was out, they added all the single player races into it.
Yep.
And when I think I bought it for $15 on a PSN store, and it came with like
for cheap, yeah,
or maybe it was even $10, and it came with like I don't know, like 2 million in in-store credits or in-game credits and stuff.
You got a deal.
And I did every single race that game had to offer. Like I did everything.
Wow, you really played it. You really got
I think
money's worth.
I got my money's worth out of it, and I'll be honest, I really liked Gran Turismo 7 for PS5.
Yeah.
I like Gran Turismo Sport more though.
Really? Okay.
I like the way it's set up because it's classic Gran Turismo.
It is.
Here's the cup, here's the 3 races, and then you move on. Where the new Gran Turismo has you, they do these menu books where they're like, all right, here's 3 cars we want you to try and get. Go do these races because you'll win these cars, which is fine. But there's something about the classic, like was like the Sunday Cup in here, and Gran Turismo 7 has that. But it's set up a little bit different. So yeah, that is my favorite racing game of the PS4/Xbox One generation. So, and looks like we got a comment from Glucose here.
Forza Horizon 3. I heard that was a really good game. The Horizon games are good.
Those
games are really nice. Yeah.
That is one, that it kills me that I don't have an Xbox because those games look incredible.
They do.
And the fact that they're a little more, not arcadey, but they're not as,
they're not as heavy on the
realistic.
There's a good balance of simulation and arcade. I mean, it's not Need for Speed, obviously.
No.
But it's a healthy balance.
Yeah.
That's also a lot of fun. So
definitely, yeah, it's definitely one that I've missed. I don't know. So all right, so tell me, Greg, is yours Gran Turismo Sport or is it something else?
It was not. That was my honorable mention, I guess, for that category.
Okay.
It was almost mine. That was the one. That was the first one that came to mind. But I decided to change it up a little bit. I'm going to go with this guy right there. Wipeout. This was actually the Omega Collection.
Yes,
got it for the VR capabilities actually. So that's the 3 games in one. That's trippy, man. The VR.
That VR is really good.
Gravity racing. I mean, that was pretty good.
I remember. That is one that I will still go back and try on VR. And I don't play the VR a lot anymore. But I remember putting that on my dad's head, and I said, "All right, it's futuristic racing." He lasted like 30 seconds, and he's like, "Nope, I can't do this." Because I mean,
can't do it,
you feel like you're in the cockpit and you move.
You get the motion effects. Yeah, you feel them.
That is also one I have digitally, Greg.
Oh, this is going great.
See, Vinny, I need the sound bites. I don't have a soundboard. Well, yeah.
Okay, so speaking of non-digital games, let's move on. Well, what you picked the category, the next category where you actually have a physical game because you're not going digital twice.
All right. Well, in true Justin fashion, I have like 2 games per category, so I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna throw up 2 because Vinny's not here. I got to take advantage of this.
You got to take advantage while you can. Well, shit, if you're throwing up 2, I was gonna throw up like 7, but I'll stick with the pile I got here.
Oh, that's fine. All right. Let's go sports. Let's go best sports games here of PS4 and Xbox One.
All right.
And I actually have 2 digital ones as well. So I have 4 total for this one.
Jesus Christ. No, your digital ones don't count. You can say them, but we're not.
All right. Fair enough.
So.
All right. Here we go.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. I think you won this one, but of course you knew what I was going to say. So I have MLB The Show 21 because I can't help myself. I mean, I podcast on the damn game.
Yes,
and
you do.
Justin has Tony Hawk Remaster 1 and 2.
And everybody's
golf, which I heard was really fun too.
Oh, God,
so
Greg,
you've been
so
praising
good.
that game.
Yeah, Everybody's Golf. I've loved those since Hot Shots Golf, which, I mean, that's the Hot Shots Golf series. And I want to say in Japan, in Europe, they were called Everybody's Golf all the time. It was only in North America, it was Hot Shots Golf. So they finally changed the name. But, yeah, I still remember playing the demo disc of the first one back in, like, 1998. But anyway, great game. Just, like, I don't know anything about golf. I have a used pair of clubs. I've always wanted to go golfing, but I never have.
Let's go. I got clubs.
You got clubs?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, well, shit. Let's go.
Let's go golfing.
All right, let's. Have you ever gone golfing before?
Oh, a couple times. This was
really?
I lived back in high school. Yeah, Billy Caldwell golf course out by my house. Yeah.
Well, next. All right, we're gonna plan this before I go back to work.
Let's do it.
All right. All right.
I don't dress like a golfer though. I dress like Happy Gilmore.
That's fine. Hey,
you see me wearing those pants, I'd have to kick
my own ass. I would have no problem with that. So it's great. You work your way up. There's different like club pros or course pros you got to play against. Different courses. As much as I enjoy Mario Golf, this game eats Mario Golf's lunch. Or
I gotta try that out.
It's really good. If you like Mario Golf, this is 10 times better than Mario
Golf.
And then
Mario Golf, arguably my favorite Switch game.
I think I was just telling you, I was playing that again the other day. It's still a really good game.
So much fun.
I got a really good game.
Golf, though.
Yeah, definitely. So, it's
I've
probably like you could
things.
probably get it for like $5 or $10 on Amazon now.
Okay, well, I'm not buying a digital one. So
well, no, I was gonna say.
Start. Don't even start.
So that's my one. My other one was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2.
I gotta play that.
It's so good. The music, the fact that they went out and got all the licensed tracks. Hearing Superman Come On by Goldfinger, or the Cyclone by the Dub Pistols. It's so good. Oh wow, Everybody's Golf is actually $25. Sorry, Greg.
Yeah. Good. Oh, that's.
If you want it used, it's $5.74 on Amazon. There you go.
I need a breakdown of the case. Got to be complete.
Well, Amazon will break down the case for you. They'll tell you what it looks like at least. It's so good. As somebody who never beat any of the Tony Hawk games, I just would go and play like the free levels and listen to music.
Right.
This one I actually went through. I beat all the objectives. Again, clearly this was before I had a child because I had way more time. Went through and beat everything. And the sad thing was Tony Hawk actually came out the other day and said they were going to do a 3 and 4, same idea, but then Activision canceled it because Activision is a shitty company and they don't care about anything. So. Yeah, well, they got a bunch of fires over there right now that they're lawsuits and things they're dealing with. But horrible company, horrible leadership, and then poor Tony Hawk got his game canceled. So I would have bought that day one. Man. So those are my two, and then the other digital ones. NHL '94 Remastered came with the last 2 years ago. I play that more than the NHL games currently, and Super Mega Baseball 2.
Yeah,
I put a lot of time.
To be fair, those were all though you can't buy those physically, so you
no, you can't. But I think I probably put more time into Super Mega Baseball 2 than I did some of the show games throughout the years. Yeah. I remember the one year, like, I made our entire family and friends. Like, I made you a pitcher on that game, Greg.
Heck yeah.
And I was the second baseman. I think I made Vinny a catcher. I don't know why.
What would Vinny's baseball?
I don't know. Because I don't think Vinny didn't play Little League, right?
No, well, he might have, but I don't know what his baseball.
So I made him a catcher, and it was fun. Like, and I put all of us on there, and I took us to the championship. It was cool.
I love doing that.
I know.
I did that with like hockey games too. Yeah.
Did that before a child because I don't have time now. But it was a lot of fun. They had the logo editor. You could design your own logo. I think it was like a dog logo, so I made it look like Mac, which is our dog, and I think our team name was the Mighty Max, I believe. So
the Mighty Max.
Yeah, there you go. So those were my sports ones. What about you though?
Well, so I had MLB The Show 21. I'm actually going to make a slight change.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because I now thinking about it, like technically it says PS4 on there, but we have another visitor over here making a ton of noise over there. Can you say hi?
Hi, Andy.
What did he say?
Yeah, Uncle Justin says hi.
Oh, she can't. That's right. She can't hear
you. She can't hear you.
My bad.
We're podcasting right now, sweetie. So can you head back upstairs? Or don't make a lot of noise. But I'm actually going to change that.
Oh.
Because I realized I played this game mostly on the PS5, believe it or not. So I'm actually I'm gonna stick with the show. I'm gonna go with 17. It'll be the show 17. That's the one with Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh yeah,
on the cover, if you remember that. And really had an upgrade, a lot of new features from the previous year. And that was the last good one before the show kind of got rid of my season mode, which I'm still pissed about. Now I have to compensate for. I had that carry on for like 3 or 4 years.
Oh, that's kind of depressing.
That's
a bummer.
Pissed when 18 happened. So I still have that active season going. They had a lot of cool stuff. They introduced Oakleys in the game, which I was like, oh yeah,
I remember you ragging on that. Yeah.
They made improvements to Road to the Show. It was one of the best years of Road to the Show before they made it so RPG-y.
Right.
And then this franchise is still about the same right now, but that season mode, which was just kind of like a watered down franchise mode, you could do a lot with it, carry it over season to season, and can't do it anymore. Otherwise, I'd still be doing it today. Year-to-year saves are not really a thing anymore now with PS5 coming around and everything.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
But yeah, no, I played the heck out of that MLB The Show game 17. So yeah, I mean, kind of the clear cut for me. You know how much I love MLB The Show.
I know it.
I can't help myself. So, but yeah, so 17. I'll change it from 21-17.
I want to say the one that I played the most of on PS4 was the one that was on PS Plus. It was was it 19 with Bryce Harper?
It was 19, Bryce Harper.
Played
yeah, that cover had to come out so late because he signed so late with the Phillies. Yeah.
And I played a lot of 2K NBA 2K20 that year too on PS4 as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
good stuff.
So those are the sports. So we got racing and sports out of the way.
Racing and sports out of the way. All right.
Can we do horror?
Yeah.
Or fighting?
Yeah.
That was the other the category. It could be horror or fighting. So
we got a comment from Glucose. I bought MLB The Show 17 for the Griffey jersey case, but I couldn't play it because I don't own a PS4. That is dedication.
Glucose. New respect, man.
I was going to say, that sounds like something Greg would do. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no, Glucose and we just got a little bit closer, my friend.
All right. Horror.
Here we go.
I got 2 again. Is that okay?
All right. That's okay because we love video games, but hold up number 1 in that column really quick.
Number
right,
1?
Number 1. No,
here we go. I know they're tied. They're tied.
Exactly.
All right, here we go.
Ready? This one was
Alien Isolation.
This is the first one I thought of. Alien Isolation.
Oh, that game is so good.
Arguably one of my favorite, not even one of my favorite video games of all time.
How many times did you ever beat it?
I did beat it, yeah.
Okay. Is that the only time you played through it? Was just that one time?
That's the only time I played through it. I want to play through it again, actually.
I want to play through it again. I've only played through it once.
I got lost in that game. Like I would get turned around. I was like, where am I going? I don't know where to go. This thing's running around. It's going to kill me.
This is so this is where I hate horror movies. I hate blood. I hate gore. I hate all that stuff.
Not you, Justin.
But when it comes
to, I was shocked.
Which is weird because video games, I can get through most. The other game on this list was a little bit gorier that I had a hard time getting through, but it's a game. Well, we'll talk about it in a second. But Alien Isolation wasn't that gory besides getting impaled by the alien, But I'll be honest, the tension, like I could only play that game for like 20 to 30 minutes because just knowing that this thing is following you and it would jump out of anywhere it could. Yeah. I couldn't keep doing it. Like I was out. I was done. But
Plus the proximity trackers just made the tension when that beeping died. Same from the movies too. Like it was so faithful to the movies. I mean, it was really well done. But even that would get your skin crawling a little.
And
bit.
like just the fact that like I think the best weapon you get in the game was don't you get a flamethrower at one point?
You do get a flamethrower,
but you can't kill the alien. No, you can only get it to go away for a little while.
Right. Scare it off a little.
Which is
bit.
almost worse because when you know it's nearby, you can see it or you can hear it, but like when it's gone, it's and I want to say I read an article, I think it was on it might have been on Game Informer or Giant Bomb, I can't remember which one, but they actually programmed it so like the alien is randomly spawning. Like it's not like on the board in the game at all times. Like it will spawn randomly behind you, just to mess with you.
Some of the time you got to watch from the overhead vents, like the signals that there's like the drool or
the drool or the acid. Yeah,
if you don't catch up on that, you're done, man.
That is one that I know Erica got the special. I think it was the Nosotro.
Yeah, Nostromo.
Nostromo, sorry. You can see how many times I've seen Alien. I think I've only seen Alien twice. But she got me that edition because it was cheap on sale. And I think it came with the DLC from the DLC. But I haven't played any of the DLC.
Neither have I. Now
I need to go back and do that too.
I'm like, ooh, I gotta get back on that. So
yes.
I like this comment from Glucose. Resident Evil 8, which I have. Which one's 8? Is that the latest one that came out?
That's the latest one. Yeah, I beat that recently. That was really good too.
I have not gotten that one yet. I want to get that. Is that Village?
Village is 8.
Okay,
Village is 8. Yes.
I want to get that one.
Yep.
Evil Within 2. I played the first. I didn't make it far in the first one, but I had really enjoyed the game overall. So,
Evil Within is one. From what I had seen, like it was just too gross. Like the body horror stuff was too gross. So I kind of steered clear of that one. I don't know if that's true. Maybe Glucose can tell us if it's really gruesome. But that's one that I've heard good things about Evil Within 2. Really good things.
I want to finish the first one and play the second one for sure. What was your other one, Justin?
My other one, just because I have been a fan of this series since the first one, that is the remake of Resident Evil 2.
Ah, good call. Great game.
I have actually, I don't go back and replay a lot of games. I think I've beaten this 3 times now. Once with each character, and I think I did the second ending with one of them too. But like that's one. There's a couple spots that are pretty gruesome and gory. There's one spot where you're in the police station trying to escape a horde of zombies, and there's another police officer that there's the security shutters are lowering, and he's trying to get underneath it, but the zombies grab him on the other side, and then you literally pull him out, and it's just half of him. And all the intestines are like that. I was like, ugh. Thankfully, though, there wasn't anything too gruesome like that. But the fact that it's a really well done remake from Resident Evil 2 on PS1, really, really good game. Really, as much as I hate horror and gory shit, those Resident Evil games, I am already excited for the next one whenever it comes out. So that's my other horror one for sure.
So good. They're remastering 4, aren't they? Or they're doing another
4
remaster?
Is the one I could never get into because it was
I actually
such a
have
departure.
that on the GameCube. I think.
That's where it came out first. I think. I remember renting it, and I couldn't get into it because it was such a departure from 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, what had been
in
before,
Code Veronica.
Yes.
So I'll give this one a shot when they remake it, but the Resident Evil 1 remake is spectacular too, which they did on GameCube and then they up-resed it for PS4.
Yeah.
Which is phenomenal. That's such a good remake too. So yeah,
I'm gonna give one more shout for horror, and I'm gonna turn into everything I hate. I'm turning into Darth Vader right now because I'm gonna mention a digital game. The Blair Witch game for PS4.
How is that? I had never watched that before.
I really like it. As a big fan of the original movie that came out. I didn't see the other ones because I wasn't good shit. But the first movie's great. But the game really captured kind of that Lost in the Woods feel really well. So that I'm interested to see how you do that game, Justin. Because that's
VR too. Or no?
Is that in VR? No, I don't think that's so. In VR. Okay. But that one can get you tingly a little bit when you're kind of out in the woods right there because you do get turned around and everything. So it's
that
you can't get lost. It isn't. It's linear, but it isn't that linear. There is room for you to fuck up. So
that movie when that came out, I was the prime age of buying all that promotional oh, this is a real movie. The actors, I bought into all of that,
right?
And I never saw
footage style, yeah.
And then all the spoofs of people holding the camera too close,
right.
And then I finally saw it. I think Erica had me watch it I don't know, sometime in the last 12 years that we've been together, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's okay. and like you, I have no interest in seeing the other ones because I'm sure they're horrible. So.
Oh, I love that. When I saw that first one, I'm like, holy shit, this really happened, Oh, man.
All right, which category are you going with next?
It's your turn to pick, I believe, Justin. So
all right, let's go open world.
All right, open world.
I have 2 for open world.
Oh, just 2?
Just 2. Well, I could have. I could probably have.
I could have millions.
I could probably do 3.
I could have 10.
But I'm also not an Assassin's Creed guy, so that might be why too.
Oh, I might be able to sneak Assassin's Creed on a different category.
Oh, I think I know that too. All right, are we flashing? Are we flashing?
We're flashing.
Are we doing both of these at the same time again?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
All right.
I knew Red Dead 2 was going to be one of them for sure.
So. Yeah. So we have.
Wait, hold on, really quick.
Is that the stupid cardboard box?
No, hold on, Justin.
Is that a special edition?
Special edition, right there.
Oh,
see that? Look at that.
The fact that it's in a
Keeping
box.
my game nice and safe. So
how? Oh God. Oh, real quick. Glucose in the chat said I had no idea to know when or where the xenomorphs would be, so I stopped playing. You guys talking about the drool makes me want to play it again.
Oh, Glucose, you got to get back.
You got to give it a shot. It, like I said, is somebody who hates horror stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's such a good game.
Quality game.
Especially the first time that the androids pop up on you. Those things were scary as shit too.
Those things are almost just as bad. So.
Yeah, because they weren't like the newer Android. They were the ones that clearly look more like a robot. But
right, exactly.
All right. Also in the chat, we got Glucose. He said his favorite open world games are Cyberpunk, Far Cry 5, and Dying Light.
All right, chime in on Cyberpunk, Glucose. Let us know if it's ready to be played right now because we were hyped for that game, and then it turned out to be a disaster.
Yes.
So.
Yes, it did.
Obviously, it's working for Glucose right now to make his favorite open world game. So, and I own it still. It's not making the list, but For open world, yeah, Red Dead 2, I think leads the way for me for sure.
Okay.
I mean, after Red Dead Redemption, the long-awaited, sequel. I mean, we're kind of going the same thing right now with Grand Theft Auto 6. I know there's been buzz about it, so
yeah.
it's going to be a long time coming, even longer than the Red Dead 1, Red Dead 2 drought. But yeah, I mean, just the story, the map, just the writing from Rockstar, they usually get it right pretty much, and they got it right with this game. So I enjoyed the hell out of this game. I took my time with it, did side missions, did exploring, did quests, whatever else in between all the main story and everything. So yeah, just enjoyed every moment of this game.
Yeah, it's another one, like, I would love to go back and do another playthrough, but it is just so massive and so long.
Dedication takes time.
At first, I kind of, like everyone else, was kind of upset because they made it so, I remember, like, bumping into people or running people over on accident, like, the police are immediately going to be called on you and stuff like that. But, like, as like stilted and like sluggish as the controls could be, like, it had a purpose to it, so I could kind of get around it. But the story is just so good. I like Red Dead 2 so much more than Red Dead 1, and Red Dead 1's a great game.
Yeah.
But I like Arthur Morgan as a character. I liked so much more than John.
Everyone was so pissed that it wasn't going to be John Marston. We're like, hey, this is Arthur Morgan was
so
just bad. Yeah,
just so good. And then the way it ends, obviously, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who's listening, but, like, man, like, I didn't put the ending together until they pretty much, like, started saying what was going on. Like, I didn't catch when he caught it, so to speak.
Right.
I didn't put that together, which is kind of silly, but such a good game. And I will be honest, I have not done any of the online. Did you play any Red Dead 2 online?
No, I didn't. I didn't do it. I did it the first time with the first game.
Yeah.
I couldn't really get into it. So
I'm really turning it. I don't really play anything online against other people.
Yeah, me either. If it's not,
which, like, which goes
but
back to the whole, is PS Plus worth it? I don't know.
Right.
But for some stuff it is. But so that was mine. And then the other one, Greg, I don't know. I thought this would be on your list too, because you got really into this, but that's Days Gone.
I love that game. I have not made it far enough in it to put it on my list. So
I could not believe how much shit people gave that game. Like, granted, I know it was supposed to be a big game and it had some glitches here and there, but it was so good. And another one, like, and I guess that could even fall under the horror category to a certain extent. But in terms of an open world, like, I thought it would be so dumb having the motorcycle and, like, having to get gas for it when you're riding around the countryside. I loved that thing. Like, that motorcycle was like my baby. Like, I loved riding that thing around and then, like, making sure to park it somewhere where I could get to it easily if I was being attacked by like what they didn't call them zombies. What
they called them
something stupid.
Freakers.
It's the dumbest name for a zombie.
Right,
or the other gangs of people that were worse than the zombies, pretty much. Which I mean, let's be realistic. I think that would definitely happen in real life too. But
for sure,
yeah, that was a great game. The only thing though that I don't know about you, but, like, the big horde moments where, like, you had to take down the whole horde of zombies was really difficult for me, and I loved that they put in the thing like, hey, do you just want to skip this and we'll say you got it and you can go on? I skipped it every time.
You really every time? Yeah, you didn't give it a try sometimes?
I would try it I would try it once or twice and be like, nope, forget it. I'm not taking the time now. Because I was so invested in the story. Like, the story was really good.
Keep it going.
And I'm really hoping, like, the company, the developer that made this, which is, I think, Sony Bend, they were the ones that made the old Siphon filters for PS1. And I love Siphon Filter, and they actually have a couple Siphon Filter Easter eggs in the game, which made me so happy because Siphon Filter gets no love. So there you go. All right.
Days Gone, I've got to finish that game.
Yes, you do.
Because I enjoyed it. I remember I had like 2 old DualShock 2s, maybe, or DualShock 3s sitting around, and the GameStop gave me like $15 for each of them, so I was able to buy the game for $30 on a sale. But I enjoyed it. I just didn't have time to play it anymore and moved on to other stuff, but still have it still sitting there. And like I said, from what I did play with it, I think I was a couple hours in, enjoyed every minute of it. So but I do like fighting the hordes, Justin. So
we'll see.
I didn't even know you could skip them. I totally forgot. Maybe I did. Maybe I did know and I forgot about it.
Or maybe it's like if you die twice, they'll be like, hey, listen, This isn't for you. Do you want to skip it? And I'll be like, yep. So, but like I appreciate that because it doesn't break. Like, I'll be honest, like some of them were really tough near the end of the game. I would have never gotten to see the end of the game. Had that. So I kind of like that accessibility feature.
Right.
So I'll be honest, even like that Mario and Rabbids game on Switch that I love.
I keep looking at that game.
That's on sale for like $12. It's digital though. But
I know, I saw that.
But like even that game, if you lose the fight once or twice, it'll be like, hey, do you want to lower the difficulty? And I'm like, hell yeah. So and then I got through it. Again, that was another one. I would have never gotten through that game. Actually, I don't I did get through it. But so that's my my open world ones. Yeah.
Good calls. Yeah. If I had to talk, I mean, even the ones like Far Cry, that's always
one of your big ones.
That's always one of mine. 5 I really enjoyed. 4 I really liked. Mafia 3, one that also got
I remember you talking about that.
Didn't get great reviews. I played the shit out of that game. I love that. I actually played through that. I beat that game 3 times actually. So just redid the story and everything because I enjoyed it that much. So, but yeah, open world's my jam. So I mean, that's always my go-to game. So but yeah, no, Red Dead leads the way for me for sure. So
Glucose also said that on Xbox One X or Series X,
it's like, is Xbox One X a console that we don't know about yet?
On Series X, what's called Cyberpunk is good.
Okay.
So
well, the PS5 update came out a couple months ago, I think.
Yeah,
so,
and
I have it for PS4. So
if you have the like high duty PS Plus tier, you can play a trial of it. So if I ever get around to picking that
there
up,
you go. Maybe you'll find out before I will, Justin. So
maybe you know what? Yeah, I don't
come back with your review. So
will do.
Okay, coming down to our left. What do we got? 2 left. 2 categories left.
Platformer, shooter, and RPG. I think.
Platformer, shooter, and RPG.
And I don't think you probably don't have a platformer because I sprung that one on you, do you?
I don't have a platformer, but I'd be very excited to see what you have, and then I'll see what I
you want me to knock that one out?
Knock that one out, yeah.
So my favorite platformer, I beat this also before I had a child. Crash 4, It's About Time.
Nice.
So good. Oh my God, is it so good? I loved Crash Bandicoot 1. I'm probably the only one that likes that one the most out of Crash 1, 2, and 3. 2 and 3 are also very good, but Crash 1 is my favorite just because that was one of the first games I got for PS1 for Christmas. I remember I got MLB Pennant Race, and my sister got Crash Bandicoot. I played way more Crash Bandicoot than she did.
Than Pennant Race, yeah. Who's on the cover of Pennant Race?
David Justice was on the cover.
David Justice, I was going to say, I thought it was him.
Yes, it was. Great game. Great baseball game. But, yeah, Crash Bandicoot 4, they do such a good job going back to the originals because there was a bunch of Crash Bandicoots in between that weren't made by Naughty Dog, and I never played any of those because they were usually pretty bad.
Yeah, but a couple of them on the PS2, I think.
Yes. Yes. So it's so good, so well done. The difficulty is great. The extra like bonus modes and stuff, just like the first game, are in there.
Yep.
It's just a lot of fun. You get to play as different characters, which is really a really cool take on it. But overall, yeah, I know, Greg, you were talking about play that one.
I just downloaded it on PS Plus. It's a free game for the month of July, along with 2 others. Can't remember what they are. But I actually played it for half hour yesterday, and I was like, man, this is like good. In the spirit of the original right now. So
they nailed it.
Like, this is awesome. Plus, with whatever they add on. So from what I played, the few moments I had, I'm like, I really enjoyed it. So
yeah, that's another one I definitely want to go back and replay. And for me to go back and replay something these days,
yeah, I mean,
I don't have time. That's how you know it's a really good game.
Time is precious. So
that it is. You don't have to tell me. So all right, we got that out of the way.
Right
so.
There. All right.
Go.
Moving on to let's do RPG.
Oh man, I have a stack of them here.
Oh, I figured you would. So I am sneaking my. How many do you have?
I got 4. Do you want? I can narrow it to 2 right now if I had to.
No, I want to know. I think I know what 2 of them are. Okay, but we'll see. I'm gonna get mine out of the way because I am sneaking this from. I think I can get away with this. Because these games have become very heavy RPG.
Yes, they are. I know exactly where you're going with this.
Oh, where am I going with this? Do you want to take a guess?
I'm going to say Assassin's Creed, not Valhalla, because that was PS5, right? Hold on. Not Origins. Odyssey. No. Valhalla. Oh, you had it for PS4? I thought you had it for 5. I don't know why.
I have it for both, actually. So 1X. Oh, Google says not Series X, 1X. I remember that. It's the 4K Xbox One.
Oh,
You're
that's right. Thank you for
Glucose
clearing
is
that
smarter
up.
than me.
Well, most people are, right?
Yeah,
then us.
very
Then us. Then not us. Not just.
Oh,
you,
definitely
us.
me. But
no. Us.
Odyssey was very heavy on the RPG. Probably more heavy in this game. I still have not started Odyssey yet. Okay. I know you played that one. No, you played
Origins. Oh, Origins is the only Assassin's Creed I have played all the way through.
That is right. I remember.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
This one has RPG elements for sure. Maybe not as influential as a game like Odyssey or your traditional RPG.
Mm-hmm.
If I played The Witcher 3, I think that might have been on this list because I heard that game's amazing, but it's still on the backlog like it was when we recorded that episode 3 years ago, but or just a year ago. But Valhalla, definitely. I think these games have the spirit of RPG along with the open world now. I mean, several RPGs are in that vein. So I love this game. And I played it a ton on the PS4, did the free upgrade of the PS5, and love it on there too. But we'll still, go back on the PS4 if it's available and play it on there. So,
nice.
But yeah, Assassin's Creed, I got to get on my list. So, and the new one, love this one. So, because I just destroyed my microphone. But...
Oh, for in the chat, Glucose says his favorite RPG in this series was Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds is a good game. I played that one and beat it.
On my backlog too. Have that
good
one
game.
Waiting in the wings. So
good game. All right,
Justin, let's hear your 20 RPGs.
Speaking of one that's very similar to Outer Worlds, that is Fallout 4.
Yep, that was the other one in consideration for me.
I played through the entire game. The only thing I didn't like about the game was the base building, so I kind of skipped most of that. I don't know if you did that.
Yeah.
It was optional. You didn't have to do it.
Yeah, you didn't have to, yeah.
But yeah, so I played through that, and then I had a save near the end. I went back and replayed it to get all 3 endings. Or no, get all 4 endings.
All 4 endings, yeah.
I never do that. And thankfully I had it saved right, like where you got to start making decisions of who you're going to side with. So really good. I think my initial... Did you beat it, Greg, or no?
No. I'm still halfway through one storyline. I won't spoil anything. One, so
the fact that Fenway Park is in the game is so cool. Like,
you can spoil, Justin. It's okay.
No, eventually you go to Diamond Town, which is Fenway Park.
Fenway Park, yeah.
All right, so that's one that I won't get to the endings because there's some cool turns there. My next one, as somebody who watched this show a ton as a kid because it was the cool, edgy thing to do, and then kind of fell off, and then now watch it again whenever it's on, but granted, it's not on as much anymore. That is South Park, The Fractured But Whole. This game has no right being this good, Greg.
Really?
It's phenomenal.
This is all... I didn't even know it existed.
It is... there's 2 South Park games.
There's 2...
So there's South Park, The Fractured But Whole, and then there's South Park, The Stick of Truth, which Fractured But Whole, how many times am I going to say this, comes with the Stick of Truth, because the Stick of Truth was on PS3 and Xbox 360.
Okay.
But anyway, so I don't think we've ever talked about this. Are you a big South Park guy or no?
I do. I haven't watched. I used to watch South Park. I used to love South Park. Haven't watched it in a while.
This was around the time I hadn't watched it, but I've since caught up on it. But there was a series for a while where they were all superheroes, like when the Marvel MCU stuff came out. So it's all about them. All they're doing is literally playing superheroes, and it's them like having their own civil war, like in Captain America or whatever.
Yeah.
So good. The boss battles, it's really cool. Like it's turn-based battles, but it's on a grid, so you can move around, so you can get closer to do more damage or go further back and stuff. Jared from Subway is one of the bosses. That's the level of humor we're going for.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman is an optional boss.
Yeah.
You can fight Morgan Freeman, which that was like the last thing I did in the game. Yeah. But oh my god, it's so good, and it's an RPG, but it's only like probably 10 to 15 hours, so it's not some like 60-hour game like most RPGs. I want to say I told Erica or my mom to buy this game for me, and if it was, I think I told my sister, I'm like, oh, I got this game, Fractured But Whole, and she goes, what? I go, oh, it's South Park, and she's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So, and then the only other two I have, which are very similar, is Bloodborne, which is again one of those Souls games. Great game. That was the first one I had ever played, and I was hooked. And then Dark Souls 3 is a really good one as well. So, there you
I know
go.
that's your genre right
those
there.
That's my jam. Zach in the chat says he never beat Stick of Truth, but the stuff he played was funny. Yeah. I beat Fractured But Whole, which was the sequel, and then went back and immediately downloaded Stick of Truth for free and played through all that. That is where they're playing like wizards and knights and like medieval time stuff. So I'm
sorry, Justin. I gotta look for this game.
Go with the second one because it's just I like the superhero stuff more. That's just me.
Right.
But it is phenomenal. One of the things is you're going around town, like they have a Facebook equivalent. You're trying to add friends on the Facebook equivalent, and you can check their profiles and stuff. And it's so well done. At one point, you go to Canada, or maybe that's Stick of Truth. You go to Canada, and all the graphics of the game change because Canada is always viewed as differently in the show. Highly recommend that. I
gotta look into that because that sounds like fun now.
It is. It's a lot of fun. It's if you go digital, it's only like $15, I think, on PSN usually.
Oh, do I do it?
But I know that goes against everything.
It goes against everything I believe in. So
there you go.
My morals here. So
yeah.
All right. I guess we're finishing off with first-person shooter.
Yes.
Now,
you know what? I have two. I only grabbed one though, so I can just tell you what the other one is. So
so I don't know if I'm a bit of a scab for taking this one, but I mean it's a game I enjoyed the hell out of. I'll just give a little teaser for that. So you want to hold up the game you got, Justin?
Sure. Ready?
1, 2, 3, go. Oh, okay.
Both from Call of Duty.
All right. I thought you were gonna go Battlefield for a minute. So,
no,
but then I forgot how much you loved World War II. So
yes, you know what? I would have said. Zach says he doesn't like digital much either, so I think you got a fan there.
Man, we're like,
yeah, I guess. Okay, technically, I guess I have three then that I could suggest because this is definitely Call of Duty World War II is definitely my number one. I put so much time into that, and as somebody who doesn't play online shooters anymore, that is probably one of the last ones I really got into. And again, I don't have any friends that had that game that I played with at the time because I think you have that one, don't you, Greg?
I do have that one, but I got it.
I never got around to it.
Yeah.
But they had tons of extra content they added. Eventually, they started rolling in other free maps and stuff. Call of Duty never does that usually, or at least at this point in time, they didn't.
Well, they kind of changed the structure.
They changed it,
a little bit. Yeah,
right. Yeah. But I remember one of the maps in that game was so cool. You were in a sandbox and you were literally army men. That was the coolest map.
That's right. Yeah. I remember you telling me about that.
Just a great game and great story too. No regenerating health. You had to find health packs, which I appreciated.
A little bit of Medal of Honor style right there. Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. So that was my one. Do you want me to say my other two, or do you want me to hold off?
No, I want you to say your.
So my other two would have been Battlefield. Oh God, what is Battlefield? No. What's the one? Is Battlefield 1? No, that's Battlefield 5. I'm sorry.
Battlefield 5 is World War II.
I played a ton of that. Battlefield 1 I played a little bit, but it kind of bounced off that.
Okay.
Battlefield 5 I played a ton. Again, the single player was okay.
Battlefield's not known for its single player.
No, but the multiplayer was great. Again, that was another one that I played a ton of and didn't even have anybody to play online with. So for me to actually do that, I kind of feel like that says it all. And then lastly, this was a single player game, and I also played a ton of this multiplayer, and that is Titanfall 2. You ever played Titanfall 2, Greg?
I own Titanfall 2.
You need to play that. That is a really good game.
I've heard great things.
That is a great game.
Played the original a little bit. The original Titanfall on the Xbox 360, I believe it was. But Titanfall 2 I have for the PS4, so I got to check
the single player is phenomenal. There's a level or a mission later in the game that I've never seen any type of game literally try and do that. I don't want to spoil it because it's not. It's way good, but so check that out.
I got to check that out then. Titanfall 2. Yeah, I own it and heard great things about it. I don't know why I haven't gotten around to it, but it's the same reason I don't get around to every other game that I have on the backlog.
That you own, yeah.
Add that one to the backlog right there for sure too while we're here. So but like you said with Call of Duty before, Justin, World War II, the same applies to me only with Modern Warfare. I remember I was pumped when that game got first announced as being a big fan of the original Modern Warfares. Yeah, I'm not playing online much anymore. Anything really, Modern Warfare, I rushed to get to, and I held my own in that game too. Not playing Call of Duty for a while when it got all futuristic and everything. I really wasn't into that. But then finally, when they kind of brought it back down to earth, literally from the last one, I just had to buy right back into it. Got my PS Plus back and just played that game. I still play that game, so the server's still open where I'll jump on the PS4 and play a couple matches because it's the one I'm most highly ranked in. I've got the highest ranking in it of all the other games I played. So, Call of Duty for me. Still love the series and excited for the new one coming out too, I suppose.
Nice.
So,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like I've fallen off the Call of Duty. Like I go in spurts. Like World War II, I was really into, and then I kind of fell off after that. Tried to get into Vanguard last year or this year, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Couldn't really get into it. I sold it to you.
Yes, you did.
Which, have you played that at all lately or no?
I have played that. No, I haven't played it lately.
I
loved it. I liked it though from what I did play. So
Yeah.
I got my ass kicked most of the time.
See,
I'm not good with the World War II guns.
See, I don't. I haven't dived into the new Modern Warfare remakes. I don't know. I just I've fallen off of that. Glucose says my favorite first-person shooters are Metro Exodus. I really need to check that out because
I have that game. That game looks really cool.
I need to try that because I've read Metro 2033, the book, which is what that series is based on, and the book was awesome.
I didn't even know that.
There's Metro 2033, 2034, and 2035. I own all of them upstairs. I've only read one of them though, so they're long books. They're good though. And then he also said he's a weirdo and he loved Battlefield Hardline single player.
That's the cop
Hardline.
one,
That's
right?
the cop one, yeah.
That's the police one. I started that single player. I didn't finish it though.
Okay.
It had a whole story mode and everything. I know I didn't play that one multiplayer either. I don't know about you, but
no, I never really got into that one. Never got into it, but yeah.
I think that one. I think that's like kind of a forgotten Battlefield. Almost,
yeah,
so.
I mean, I've heard it definitely had its moments though, and it definitely has had its fans.
Yeah,
that's for sure. So, yeah. Oh, I guess you know what too. In terms of shooter or third-person shooter, Uncharted 4 would probably be another one that I
gotta finish that game too.
That is the best Uncharted.
Really?
Uncharted. Oh,
better than 2.
Oh yeah, it blew 2 out of the water, and I really like 2, but it blew 2 out of the water.
Oh shit.
That's another one I started going back and started replaying it, and then I life got in the way, but
right. I'm only at the I'm very early on in that game. Really, I'm at like some early on driving level. I think in the desert.
Oh yeah, that's like a very beginning. I'm looking back at like other PS4 games and Xbox One games. Forgot about God of War. God of War was really good.
God of War, great.
Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man was really good.
One.
Ghost of Tsushima, I loved. I completely forgot about. I don't know why
started that game.
The Final Fantasy VII remake, I loved. I should have grabbed that. I forgot to grab that.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7 was really good. That game scared the shit out of me. That was a creepy ass game.
Did you play that in VR?
I tried it for 10 minutes and I noped out of that one. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. But
nice. Well, I think we got all our categories covered.
I think we did.
Justin, you went above and beyond. You're lucky Vinny's not here. You would.
I know. I was going to say between me
operation
having 4
right now,
and I think if you would have asked him if you could change or go back and redo something, he would have been like, "Nope, not happening.
Right,
not happening."
Exactly. Keeps us level. So
yes, that he does. That he
keeps us
does.
Honest. So. Those are our PS4 categorized video games. We'll have to do this again. Maybe down the line as we get more PS5 games, we'll do it for that. Or we'll just do our PS5 backlog because that seems to be growing too. So,
yes, it is.
Yeah, no, good stuff. Great. We got to talk about really great video games. Some that I'm really excited that I want to play again, but I know I don't have time for.
That South Park game is $20, Greg, on Amazon.
Is it really?
20 on Amazon? Yes.
That might be a I think it's a tonight purchase, maybe.
Or it's 17 if you buy it for Xbox One. Which
Oh, okay. I do have an Xbox One.
It's also on the Switch too. If you want to play it on the Switch.
Also on the Switch. Maybe I'll get it for the Switch. The Switch side of the shelf needs a little more space filling over there since those cases are a little thinner. So
okay.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I got to be careful on Amazon though because my wife also we share the account. She gets the email, so when I buy something, there are questions, follow-up questions onto why and how I spend my money. So
that is why Eric and I still have separate accounts. Actually, probably... no, I don't ever buy it. I'm always too guilty. I feel too guilty buying stuff for myself. So.
Yeah, I never do. I wish I felt guilt. I'd be a lot richer. So a lot richer. So
that's too funny.
Well, you know me, Gabe. Oh, I don't even want the game, but the deal you can't turn down. So
no, it's the hunt of the deal that makes it exciting,
right?
You know, so
I feel like I'm stealing from them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I don't even want this game, but it's costing me money not to buy it.
Right, exactly. That's my mentality, and I'm sticking to it. So
there you go.
That's whatever, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Justin. I'm handing it back over to you.
All right. Well, thank you again to everyone who joined the chat, watched us. Dave, Zach, aka Glucose. I know Vinny was in the chat for a little while. We had quite a few, and I know there's quite a few people watching on Twitter, and we had a few people on Twitch watching too. So thank you. If you enjoy the show, please go to Apple, write us a 5-star review if you would like. That would be great. You can also go to Spotify, and I believe you can click a 5-star. You don't write a review. I believe it's a 5-star or a thumbs up on Spotify. That really helps us out.
We'll take either, yep.
Because as we try to grow this thing, it really surfaces it to other people who might be interested. And we've gotten, listeners from all over the world now, which is actually really cool. But we want to continue to grow it and do more with it. If you want to write into the show, don't forget, you can tweet us at baseballandwhat. You can email us at baseballandwhatever@gmail.com. We are on all podcast apps of your choice. You can find us on youtube.com/baseballandwhatever if you want to watch any of our backlog and see our precious, beautiful faces in our backgrounds. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can.
They're here if you.
They're here. You can see us. See what hat I don't know. I try to wear a different hat every week. That's kind of like my go-to thing now. So
I got one. I got a.
Yeah, I'm rocking a Mighty Ducks hat. You have a Brewers hat. Oh,
yeah,
Jesus. All right.
It's not your jam. So.
We need to end this show now. And don't forget, you can also text us or leave us a voicemail at 1-913-808-3278. That number again is 1-913-808-FART.
Sorry, I thought you had that sound drop the first time. So.
That's all right. That's all right. Vinny's not here. Not here. True. So we will be back. Whoops, sorry. Oh, boy. I'm hitting
man.
Oh, jeez. What a shit show. See, Vinny, this is why we need you running the soundboard and not me. My fingers are hitting the wrong thing. But anyway, Greg, you got anything else before we wrap up?
I do not. I had a great time, and Glucose says the Brewers are awesome. Justin would disagree, but always have fun talking baseball and video games, except I don't like talking baseball.
You know what? I will take the Brewers over the Cardinals any day.
There you go.
Any day. All right. Well, on that note, we are done. We will see you all next week on Baseball and Whatever. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone. We'll see you.